I think we're live. We are
We're
live. It
live. Let's
says we're
go.
live. Welcome. Live from where in the world is Nathan tonight?
Yeah, where in the world is
Uh,
Nathan?
just north of Richmond, Virginia.
Okay,
Spent
nice.
2 hours driving through Washington, D.C. earlier today. So, yeah, so
Nice.
that's where I'm at today. Going to be in Henderson, North Carolina tomorrow. So,
There we go.
yeah, I was just up in New York, just south of Buffalo earlier this morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit of snow south of Buffalo on the way back down.
Right now,
So,
still snowing.
yeah, it
Wow.
was snowing up there. Yeah,
Not here in
I
Texas.
mean,
It's a little warm down here now.
a little warm, but you guys are getting, you get all the windstorms and everything too.
We are,
Hey,
unfortunately.
Paul, how you doing? Good evening
What's up,
tonight.
man?
We didn't have a guest schedule for tonight. We just wanted to. I popped this on Jesus last night just to run it by him and see. Hey, Tim, how you doing, man?
So, Tim.
We're not selling any breaks tonight, Tim, but we do take tips. There's a super chat function on my channel if you want to use
There you go.
it. We had
Snow
snow
in
yesterday,
Michigan.
Paul says. Yeah, up in Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, you're like northern middle Pennsylvania, I believe. I'm probably wrong on that, but what's
Nice.
up, Interglobal? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Um, but yeah, I just wanted to do a little stream, a little hangout, a little chit chat with you guys. Show you a couple
Little
different ways that I collect.
hobby hangout.
Little hobby hangout. Talk about hobby stuff.
There you go.
Tornado. Oh, Toronto.
Toronto.
I thought it's.
Nice.
I'm too far away from the screen, and I don't have my reading glasses on, so I can't read the words
I
very
got
well.
you, man. Don't worry about it.
All
I
right, yeah.
got you,
If
man.
you want to just pop them up, and then I can see them because they're bigger. I got the old man zoom thing going on. Like some posts in my Facebook feed will be zoomed in. Like they, Facebook knows I can't see, so like poofs up the letters. But
Roadside
ro-
hangout. There you go.
heck yeah, there we go. I'm not on the complete road, so I'm actually in a safe area. So it's
Nice.
yeah, we're not doing twisted metal semi trucking yet, but
No, no,
you
I
know
can't do
the world's moving in that direction. So,
that.
but so I had my daughter when she picked the wife up off the truck bring me down my binders. She was supposed to bring my plastic 4-row cases, the BCW storage cases that have my sports cards in them. I was going to go through those and kind of inventory that stuff. But she's 18, she's in school, so she forgot. So I just have,
Happens.
yeah, it happens. So I've got some binders
So
to kind of
fun.
show you guys tonight and kind of go over it. But I want to say, Doom,
Yeah.
you're crushing these backgrounds, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
The chat doesn't get to see them every week, but you're
You
nailing
know,
it.
we're
Yeah,
just trying to make it appealing. That's it.
exactly. Yeah,
Having
and I
fun
got
with it.
color issues, and so I love. We were talking beforehand, like you were picking the colors of the names. I'm like, I can't tell you if that was yellow or green or pink or purple or
Yeah.
whatever, and
I forgot you were
like
colorblind.
either. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
color stupid, color stupid. But all right, let's get this one pulled up. No, we don't want to do that. We gotta switch screen
Oh, here
here.
we go.
Go here.
Interglobal's been doing some
So,
organizing too.
oh
Nice.
yeah,
I think
there
we
we
all
go.
have, to be fair.
Yeah, I think so. I think. Sorry, making it a mess here. Shuffle around. Go like this. Don't look at my face cam. The light's gonna be right in your eyes, and I can't really do much about it. I don't have a
Yeah.
diffuser for my phone. Um, but so all kinds of different ways people could store their cards, collect their cards, different ways people collect in general. You got binders. Like this is a zippered Rayvol 720 card binder, 9 pocket front and back. There's not Ultimate or Ultimate Pro,
Ultra Pro.
whatever.
Yeah.
Ultra Pro, yeah, yeah. They make the acid free plastic pages that usually go in 3-ring binders. There's
Yeah.
custom binders that are out there. People use the BCW, storage boxes, shoe boxes. Some people just put the cards right back in the box that they came out of, like when they open the product up. There's
Yeah.
all kinds of different ways to do it. There's some ways are better than others as far as like keeping the condition of the card, right? New.
Yes.
So, 3-ring binders will typically sag, depending on how you're storing them. So you end up with indents in the side on the
Yeah.
inside cards from the rings. I've been switching all my stuff over to these Rayvol binders. I really like these. I get them on Amazon. They're a little pricey sometimes, depending which one you get, but $30 or whatever. But they look nice. They're
30
consistent.
bucks.
You
Yeah.
don't have
Tough
you
to
don't have
find.
like
Although I
yeah,
just
they
checked,
can be.
they're
They
back.
go out of sale pretty quick.
Yeah, they go in and out. So
Yep, going in and out. So just bookmark them, add them to your watch list or something if you're interested in them. There's other more generic brands that are very similar to them.
mhm.
Now I don't know if that means that the stitching isn't quite as good or whatever, but these ones, since I've started using these, I haven't had any issues with them. So that's my experience with them. So take it
Ultimate
as like
Guard.
take
Paul
him like
says
yep, Ultimate Guard.
Vault
There's a place I think
X
it's out of
is an Amazon brand. I think I've seen it on
yeah,
Amazon.
there's a place out of Germany called like Guard Pro or
Hmm.
Gym Loader or something like that.
Oh yes, Gem Loader. Yep,
Yeah,
I've
Gym
heard of
Loader.
those.
There you
Yep.
go. So we're going to talk a little bit about like the binder, how I set my binder up, and then some of the organization that goes along with like tracking the sets and stuff.
Right.
So this again is the 9-pocket Rayvol 720 card binder. In this binder, there are 4 sets.
Nice.
Um, so they're not fully complete. They're missing like some holograms or some promo cards or something like that. But just starting right from the front, and I only like for myself personally, I only set build the sets that I actually like. Like I don't set build every set.
Right.
So you would think being a domino collector that I'd like the X4 set. I don't particularly care for the X4 set from
Hmm.
91. I don't particularly care for the set that much, so I didn't build the set. So that's not a set that I'm going to have in any of my binders. But we got 90 MPEL, so you can see front and back of the pages.
A
Really easy to
shadow
slide the
cat.
cards. Yeah,
Awesome
really
card.
easy to slide the cards in and out. I do top low or penny sleeve all of my
All the
cards that
cards.
are in binders. Um, I like, as far as the sleeves, I don't really care if they're BCW sleeves, Ultra Pro sleeves, uh,
Yeah.
cardboard gold sleeves. Like to me, it doesn't make a difference.
Hmm.
Except for when I'm talking like thicker cards, because then I actually like the Ultra Pro regular sleeves. I don't like the thick sleeves on them. Like up to
Really?
like a master
Okay.
master uh masterpieces are like Flair Ultra thickness, like that 85, that 75, 85 point thickness. You
Yeah.
can fit those cards into a normal Ultra Pro penny sleeve. It's a little bit tighter fit, which saves
Hmm.
you some room when you're putting them in a binder. Um, but usually those are base cards too, or like the
Yes.
lowest parallel of them. So it's not like out of tens getting a snug fit sleeve on it
No.
that then gets shoved in a binder or something
I
like
do
that.
use the thick ones.
Yeah, yeah. See, like
But
I use the thick ones when I'm doing like when I'm top loading them, just to make sure that they're not
yes.
doing any
Yeah.
damage to the cards and stuff. But if it's just going in a binder, you're gonna have edge issues anyway. But 90 MU, not a review of the set, but just it's a set that everybody. See, there we go. Speaking in
Everybody.
everybody,
In
yeah,
absolutes.
in absolutes, yeah, most people like the set. They did the 2013 retro with it.
Yeah, they use it as a
It's
retro
a
insert.
Great Venom card there. And this one's broken down by heroes, villains,
I would say
team.
it is the set that introduced me to Marvel cards in
Yeah,
around, was it 2021?
it's the set that you first
Thereabout.
got into with them.
Yeah.
Nice.
When
So then you
Neo
got like
was
the famous
breaking
battles.
the boxes and
Okay,
showing, talking about them.
some covers. So again, this binder, 720 cards is what it'll hold. So you can see here, I've got the Wolverine hologram. I've picked up other holograms. I think I'm only missing one now. I think it's number 3. So
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that'll finish off 90 MU. So I'll have 4 blank spaces here. Even the checklist card. I wish they'd figure a way to have the checklist cards somehow, even if it's just the checklist of like the base cards. Like you don't have to list out the parallels, just list the base set
It would be
on the
nice if
checklist.
they
I think that'd be
brought it
really
back
cool.
for set collectors for
So I'll
sure.
have 4 empty spots, but I don't want to start a set like here. You know what I mean, where it blends in. So I started the next.
Unless it's a continuation of a set, series 1, series 2.
No, not for
Not
me.
for you. For me,
No,
in
no,
my
for me,
opinion,
sets are sets. They're
okay,
separate.
you separate. For me,
Yep.
Batman animated series 1 and 2 is
Hmm.
almost an extend. It extends the, I guess,
So you
episode
would
chapters.
so in this instance, like if this was the end of Batman series 1, you would just start series 2 right there and just
Yes,
keep going.
because
Okay,
it's still continuing the chapters of the
nice.
episodes in that
Yeah.
set.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. 91, series 2, because this is technically series 1. 91 series 2. So then we got that set in there. Again, not a review of the set, just this is the sets that I have, how I organize the binder. So you got the
Arthur
teams
Adams
there.
Dome. It's one of my favorite domes.
Oh, where's that at, dude? Did I miss it?
Before that, right there.
Oh, yeah, right down here.
This is a sweet one.
Again, sets that I like, I'll collect. So then I got an empty spot here. I believe that's
Mhm.
the domino spot, maybe. I don't remember. Whatever spot, it's a rookie card. Whatever spot goes there, it's probably because I only had one of them and I had to pick up another one, and it's probably on Com C, and I just got to fill that with the card that came in. So, because with Domino, like base cards of Domino, if I'm building the set, I need one for the Domino binder and I need one for the set binder. So, but then again, got
There you
holograms,
go.
and then you got the X Force promos. So again, I think I'm missing the third of the promo, which I think is the Deadpool. But these would come in the comic books, so you would get these out of the comic books. And there's 5 of those promos, and then there's
There you go.
also these are the Halloween packs of 3 that you would get for
Yeah,
this.
those are cool. Yeah.
They're here because it's 91, so they don't really have like
Adjacent to the set.
yeah, they're not yeah, they're adjacent to the set, but they're not like tied to the set, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got Spider-Man, Hulk, Captain America, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and She-Hulk, and those would little cellophane packs. They'd come in packs of 3, and they were the Halloween ones.
Those are
Um,
pretty cool.
yep. So then we got 92 masterpieces, and then this is the halfway point. You can see nice stitching. Well,
Yeah.
maybe you can't, but nice stitching right down the middle, heavy duty. They come with these binders, at least come with like 3 of these like papers. So I just put one like towards the front, one in the middle, one at the back, just to kind of
Mm.
keep everything somewhat tidy. I mean, you can pick up more of them. It's just like parchment paper basically, and then
Yeah.
if you didn't want because they are rubbing against each other in time, they can. And I've noticed that like in the top loader ones, especially, they'll get scuffs on the plastic as well.
Okay.
So and I'll show you that when we get to the domino stuff. But
Yeah.
so 92 mm again, just got to get a double of whatever card was here, checklist, and then you have the battle etches. And then there's a 3 card promo set for this as well. You've got Hulk, uh, Spider-Man, and Wolverine.
Yes.
So this is just like I don't always put these little papers in there, but that one's a PSA 9 Spider-Man promo, so I just put that piece of paper in there. I
Okay.
had a 10 of Hulk and a 10 of Wolverine from the promos or the prototypes.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got so this set here, the 92 mm, has promo cards and it has prototype cards. So there's the 3 card prototype. I think the promos might be 4 or 5 promos.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look at the actual checklist on it. But there's 3 prototype cards as well. So I had the 10 in Wolverine and the 10 in Hulk, but that doesn't make sense to like put a picture or a placeholder for a 10. I'll just sell the 10, buy the raw card for 10, $15, put
Yeah.
it in the binder. You know, I think I sold the Hulk
Makes
for
logic to me.
600. I think I sold the Hulk for 600. I think I sold the Wolverine for 650 or 700. but it was like twice as many on the pop count for the Wolverine as it was for the Hulk. Like the
Right.
Hulk that I had was only number 3 of all the prototypes that had been graded that got a
Was a
10.
pop 3. Wow.
Yeah. And then we got Series 3.
Nice.
And then this is the fourth. Oops. So this is the fourth set in the binder.
Hmm.
And then again, just a replacement card. I think that one's X Force. I got the other cards at home. I just got to get it and put it in there. The holograms. And for me, like, condition really isn't that big of a factor for a binder set. Like the
Right.
Wolverine's got nicks and stuff like that. There's like the
You just
Ghost
want a
Rider's
copy.
like water. It's got water spots on it. You know, it's got the T-shirt promo cards here as well, or like the order thing for the advertisement for the promo for the tens and stuff.
That is cool.
Like any
Yeah.
of those things that kind of go with the set. Not necessarily like the big 4 panel stuff. Like I don't necessarily have to have that, but if it's like an individual card, I like to have that stuff for the set because it kind of
Yeah.
completes it then. And then just extra spots. So this binder with 720 cards was able to fit 4 full sets and still have 1, 2, 3, 4, essentially 45 spots available as
Yeah.
well within
And
there.
if I was set collecting like Josh puts here, Toy Biz and Diamond promos, I would just put those in the back. So I
Oh,
wouldn't
okay.
stress out. You know,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I
Yep.
would leave those back pages for any promos of any sets that are in that binder, just so that
Mhm.
you don't have to keep shifting the collection over and over.
Yeah, and that's part of with the binders. Like I like to plan out what sets are going to go together, and I just go in order. Like I don't like put all the masterpieces or all the universes in one. I
Yeah.
like to just kind of like this is how many like these are my options for binders. Like these are what I could potentially pick from, like whether it's a 500 and something count or a 720 count or a 600 count or a 900 count or whatever
Yeah.
that count is for the binder. How many sets can I put in that binder?
Fitting
And
it.
then is
Yeah.
it similar in size to the other ones that have those single card non-paralleled sets, right?
What's up, Sam?
What's going on? How you doing,
AC.
Shane?
Miko, is there a better choice
Nico.
between 9 slot binder and 12 slot per page binder?
Haha. Yep.
I
See,
believe
like
there's one bigger.
Miko's like over here producing in the background because
Yeah.
like we're gonna show you right now.
16. Let's
This is
go.
16. Okay, I'm gonna
Um,
do my best to show this here. The camera keeps wanting to fall down on me whenever I lift it up like this, but I'm gonna try
yeah.
to show it. So this is my platinum binder. So this is essentially the same as the 9 pocket. I think this is about a 900 card binder, but it's a
Okay.
16 spot, so 4 crossed, 4 down.
Hmm.
So why did I choose this over just a standard 3x3 9 pocket? Well, it's because this has I love the rainbow variants. Plus, this has the variant covers and the variant rainbows.
Yeah.
So the 16 made sense because I can go base rainbow, variant cover, variant rainbow for the first 100 cards.
There you go. Yeah. 4
So
parallels.
you can kind of
Oh,
see it's
1 and
front and
3
back.
parallels.
Yep, it's front and back as well. So you can see here we got
Yeah.
Invisible Woman with the base, the rainbow, the variant cover, and the variant rainbow,
Right.
all of the same card. So essentially, it'll be when that first 100 is done, it'll be 4 separate sets, but all with the same
Yes.
characters right next to each other.
Right.
Versus doing one set, then doing the other set, then doing the other set.
Yeah.
This made sense this way. Now this is quite a bit bigger. I mean, you figure the nine pockets just like this plus a little bit because of the edging of it. You know, this is a few inches wider plus 3 or 4 inches taller than
Yeah.
the standard. It's not much more price wise either for this kind of binder.
No, it's not a big difference. I guess
Mm-mm.
storage, just the storage space it takes to,
Yeah, because
hold
it
these
is
is
a lot
fun.
taller. Like if you're going to stand these up on a shelf,
Yeah.
you got to make sure. And if you're going to have them like in order by year or something like that, like if you're just going to run them straight through by year, then you need to make sure wherever this lands on your shelf that your shelf is tall enough to actually put it there, right?
Yeah.
So that's other legwork stuff that comes into that. So the first 100, all four, base rainbow, variant cover, variant rainbow. And I think that takes me to
So different.
right. We're getting close here.
Man,
Yep.
that set was
And
so
that
fun to
ends.
break. It was
Yeah,
nice.
we were talking about this. Shane just did, half case last night and a half
Yeah.
case tonight,
Seems like a
and
couple of now people are
yeah,
going back to play.
people were still having people. One of the sports channels that I watch, a couple old guys, Silver Sport, they opened a box of platinum and just posted their first Marvel video today.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely something people are liking still even. So the second 100 doesn't have variant covers, right? So we've just got base and rainbow is all I'm collecting
Oh,
for
okay.
that,
That's
right?
true.
So I just went. So you got two characters per row now. So base
Nice.
rainbow, and then that just goes in order all the way through for the next 100. Again, not a focus on the set, just how I
Yep.
lay the binders out. Now, love the blue surges.
Oh,
So
yeah, the blaster
because
exclusives. Those are
because I
awesome.
didn't want to go and try to find a like 5x4 freaking binder because I'm sure it exists out there somewhere. This I did actually run it just 1 through 200 in order
Okay.
for the blue surges for the blaster exclusives. So that runs kind of outside the other one, but it
Hmm.
starts on a fresh page. Like this
Nice.
ends here with Omega Red. Then I have these two rows are open. So this is just open space, dead space, and then the 100 starts here fresh, and then that
Yeah.
runs through. Now I would start this here if the way I collected this set needed the space for it. Like if I couldn't afford to lose these 8 spots, then I would start it here. But because I could afford to lose these 8 spots,
Just reset to the
start it
next one.
fresh on a new page. Yep.
Yeah.
So then that runs through. That ends here with Omega Red for the 200. Again, 8 open spaces, and I start on the inserts. So then
Nice.
what am I choosing on the inserts? Usually the inserts that I collect for my sets are anything that's not serialized. The only set that I've done the serialized anything for is the Allegiance set for the what's
Avengers and X-Men.
the purple the one with the silver foiling around the outside. They're numbered out of 350. The Spectromatic History.
Okay.
So I did the serial numbers on those, and then for annual, I'll probably do the suspended animations, which are tiered serial numbers as well. But I'll go with whatever the lowest tier for each one is, and then I'll collect that for the set. But in this instance, I just went same thing I did for the high series, base and rainbow for all the inserts. So we've got the
Yes.
comic book covers, the movie posters, the platinum duos,
Duos. Yep.
which there's a lot of platinum duos in this set.
Yeah.
The super statistics, there's quite a few of
Those are
those
my
as well.
actually. I think those are underrated. Super
Super
statistics.
statistics, yeah, these are pretty cool. Let's grab the Spider-Man down
Really
here.
awesome.
I don't give Spider-Man enough love, so let's give him a little bit of love. All right, so that's the rainbow symbiote
Yeah.
suit.
Those are sweet.
Yeah, and then you got the webbing around the outer edge of it, which is really cool.
Yep.
But here's I have to
Oh
leave that card
no.
out real quick and see
Get
if
well,
it shows
man.
up.
Sorry to hear that you're in the
So
hospital.
so you can see a little bit of the scuffing on the page there. Trying not to glare it too much, but you can see a little bit of the scuffing on the pocket.
The actual page.
Yep,
Yeah.
on the page itself. And then once that happens, there's not really a good way to get rid of it, because it's scuff marks on. Like I've tried cleaning it and stuff, it just doesn't really work that well. But again, it's for the binder set, so it's not that big of a deal.
We do have a question here.
Okay.
But first, I just want to make sure we highlight. Hope you
Oh
get
yeah,
better,
man.
Durpo, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, dirt.
Would this kind of binder be good for Skybox Metal Batman cards coming out later this year?
Yeah.
Just depends how many parallels, right?
Depends,
At the end,
and it
like you
depends
have
how you
to.
want to. It depends how you want to collect the set, right?
Yeah,
Like in this instance, I'm collecting multiple parallels, like the base and a rainbow, and then for the first 100, the variant and the variant rainbow. So the first 100, I'm collecting 4 sets essentially. For the second 100, I'm collecting 2 sets plus all the inserts are 2 sets. So it really just depends how you want to collect it. So once it comes out, I would then decide like how I want to build that set out. I would look at Batman Metal's probably not going to be much different from a set construction. We're going to have some additional inserts and stuff like we talked about when we did that video. We went over Batman Metal with Tim,
yeah,
um, where you're going to have more inserts. So there might be some inserts you don't want to collect, some that you do.
yeah.
Like I don't particularly care for daily bugles. I don't think most people do
No, yeah,
from Spider-Man Metal. So
yeah. We
that's
don't
an
talk
insert
about
that I
those.
don't collect from Spider-Man Metal. But
Yeah,
with Spider-Man Metal, I did base, gold, grandiose, and then what was the one from the blasters? Was that
is
uh,
it yellow?
was it a yellow? Yeah, I think it was yellow from the blasters. So I mean,
I
right
think
there,
so.
that's a 4. So that would work great in this binder
Yeah.
because it would be all 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that would work perfect for this size binder. And then you have more binders that are similar size. So it really just depends what you want. Some people just want a base set, and if you just want a base set and base inserts,
Just get a nine
just go with the
page.
9 pocket. Yeah, just get a
Yeah,
9 pocket and call it good.
nine
There's
page.
no reason to go this big with it then at that point in time.
Manu does want to mention, Nathan, imagine a 16 slot 5x7 binder. A man can dream. I mean, that would be a
that
lot.
that'd be huge, like a 4x4, 5x7. I mean, so a 5x7 is going to be this. Like
So
this is one
it's
spot. So this is 4
20
5x7.
by
That's
24.
8. That's 8 on
No,
each
28.
page.
20 by
You'd be able to get
28.
8, so 4 on each page. And if you wanted to do,
Think of a frame that has pages on a wall. You can just,
oh my goodness,
that
like
would be
even
sick.
like, so we did 9 5x7s in that raffle for MemoCon, and that was a good size frame. You know,
Yeah.
2.5, almost 3 feet tall, and
Yeah.
then 2 feet wide almost. Creator art variants, and then extra space. So creator art variants, base, and
Gold.
rainbow for those as well, and then that was it. So that's how I did platinum. So that's how I would do, or how I would kind of organize a modern set where I wanted to collect different parallels. So now we've
Right.
looked at just base non-parallel set. We've looked at multiple parallel sets that you can either just put them in order and have all the different sets. I mean, you could put those in individual binders if you wanted to. Now let's see if we look at. Let's show a little comparison here, if we can. Try to. All right, so see if we can show this here real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Size comparison. Non-parallel set. This was the platinum binder. This is my Flitter Ultra X-Men binder. And the reason this one's bigger and different is because it's a top loader binder, not a um, not a standard card binder. Now it is a front and back top loader binder, which is a little bit different because usually the top loader binders are clear
Yes.
pages and you don't have a back attachment with it. Now this is, to be fair, this is a standard top loader binder. So this would be your 20-point cards, your 30-point cards, and your standard top loader, not thick card top loader or anything like that. This would not work if I put these cards. If I were to take these cards, the Flair Ultra X-Men cards, and put these in top loaders,
It
I would
wouldn't
not
fit.
be able to use front and back because it would
Right.
just be too thick.
Yeah.
I'd be able to use front and back if they were standard size, but I wouldn't top load the base cards for a set. But the reason I went top loader here, so what I'm doing for Fleer Ultra X-Men is base and silver. I'm not doing rainbow or any of those other ones. Mostly because this set is such a pain in the ass to try to collect everything anyway, because it's such a limited amount that is out there for you to even get your hands on. But we got really cool Wolverine, and this in the silver here, we've got the Deadpool base, so a couple of the big ones right off the bat. Um, but the reason I went with the top loader binder for this is A, so it's not super tight, but it works really good when the cards are just sleeved and they're loose, like it's a standard top loader binder. Like there's extra space in there, so the cards have room to move around without really getting any damage on them or anything. But when you have ones that are front and back, those cards don't move at all. So when you have a card on the front and a card on the back, like in the instance with this one,
It
this
doesn't
card
shift.
doesn't
Yeah.
shift. It pretty much stays where it's at because there's enough pressure to hold it in place
Right.
without smashing the card. When there isn't a card on the other side yet, then those will slide around some. I mean, they're not going to fall out of there unless you're just holding it upright and dinking around with it. But again, two versions of the set side by side. I really like the silvers. Like there's an instance where that one fell out.
Mm-hmm.
So that one goes right back up there. Just stick it back up there. Usually this is going to be laying flat, so it's not going to be sliding out.
Right.
And then the Flair Ultra X-Men set. Get back in here. So now we're getting to the parallel or the inserts and stuff. When we get back here, the first thing when we start off with. So usually when I get to the end of the set, what I'll do for the inserts, I'll usually just go in alphabetical order, like whatever way that works. So we got Dead and Gone's the first one here, and it's the same thing. It's base and silver. So there's a lot of open spots because it's base and then silver, base then silver for the matching ones.
Right.
So then we go from Dead and Gone to Deadpool Around the World, which you can see there's quite a few of those that I still need to get. A lot of this stuff is sitting on ComC and I just need to send it home. We've got the originals. So same thing there. Now this, because of the way this binder was set up and the way I decided to build this set, I had to actually start inserts right after each other. Like I had to count out which ones I was missing and figure out where I had to start. So like Storm, this is the X-Men 92. This is 10. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. The X-Men 92 insert set actually starts over here with the first card for the base and the silver. And then this is the end of the originals here with Scarlet Witch. Yeah. Because I needed all the space in this binder to build the set the way I wanted to. And then we have the Metal Blasters. Quite a few of those are sitting at home already because, you know, she brought the binders, but she didn't bring the ComC box. So, but so I was all super excited because I was like, oh, great! I get to put those hundreds of cards in the binder, and I can't. Now this one, because it's, you know, front and back, 32 cards per page essentially, with 16 on the front, 16 on the back. That even partially full is already a pretty hefty binder as far as weight. So that one will weigh quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead. So we got done with those ones. So this is the base set stuff. Let's show you. Well, let's see.
Oh my god! What am I looking at?
Oh my goodness! You don't even want to.
What am I looking at?
Okay.
This is a little scary, Nathan. What was all these?
I'm sorry. What's all the different colors and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Overactive organization tracking stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I'll kind of go back here because I didn't really know how I wanted to do this. So I just started with the early sets. So this is 90 Impel. If it's green, I have it. So I don't have to worry about it, right? So green, I have it. So then chase cards, hologram 1, 2, and 3 are the ones that I need to get. I've got the Wolverine and Spider-Man versus Green Goblin. You know, and then, but then I was like, okay, well, what if I just didn't want to list everything out and have everything green? What if I just put the cards that I needed? And like, if it's yellow, that means it's en route. So I either bought it on eBay or I bought it on ComC, and I was just waiting for it to arrive. It's not in the binder yet, but I bought it,
right?
Or I traded for it, something like that. And then if it's still white, then I just I just don't have it yet. So in this instance, the third promo, which I believe is the Deadpool one, I still have to pick that up. But I have the other ones. Like I needed card 148, which again I think that was a domino card, um, and then the promo 2, 4, and 5. So
We do have this here. Angelina saying hi, Dad.
oh, that one. Hi Nina. The
And
one that the one that forgot my stuff. It turns. I
everything to
agree.
homework.
Manu, it's therapy for me though. Like when I'm out here and I'm feeling down, or even when I'm at home, when I start feeling down and stuff, I just get into the spreadsheets in my binders, and it just takes me away from everything. So, but, who's taking notes? This is all gonna exactly. Yep, it's gonna be on the
Exactly.
final. So, like
He
here's
is. He
another
is.
entry
Your dad is
positive.
awesome.
Um,
We just gotta say that. Of
what'd she
course.
say? Did she say I was awesome?
No, we're telling her you're awesome.
Oh, yeah. Let her know because I don't think she agrees. Uh, so here's another one, like 92 masterpieces, like the battle etches that I needed, and then there's the Lost Marvel set, um, with the ladies that is part of the set, but you can only get it in a specific way. So then you end up pretty much going after the singles prototypes. I need to get another Hulk and another Wolverine because I sold the PSA 10s. But again, this is like early on, I couldn't decide if I wanted to do it this way or if I wanted to do it this way. So this is the whole set, and I highlight what I have, what's on route.
Right.
This is like just what I needed, and then I edit it as I go. So you can see we kind of did that for a few sets. And then okay, so this is X-Men Series 2. Well, I have this whole set. It's just in the 10. And I'm like,
Okay.
and then I tell myself, so in my other single set binder,
Mhm.
I tell myself, do I want to just go buy the set again, or do I want to open the 10? Because I like having the idea of having the
Sealed.
10 sealed. But then do I want to go through the process of buying the set
Another
again
one.
to have it in the binder too?
Well, I'm sure if you ask Manu, he will say keep it sealed.
Yeah,
Get another one.
exactly. Yep.
Oh, we do have. In her defense, you didn't pick up the FaceTime to make sure you had everything. To
She
make sure she
called at
had
like
everything.
4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning,
Come
and I
on,
had already.
Nathan. Come
We're
on.
not doing this right now, Angelina. My friends are here now. You can't bully me and your keyboard warrior. So like here's 94 masterpieces. So 94 masterpieces isn't a set that I have a lot of. So you can see it's a lot of white, but these
Right.
are like the ones that I need still. So I was still on that. Okay, I'm just gonna list out the ones I need sort of situation.
Such a
Um,
good set, too. 94.
yeah, but I mean, there's a whole bunch of different sets, and these are ones that I'm like, okay, these are the ones these are the sets I'm gonna try to build. So we go from 95 masterpieces to 2016 masterpieces. Just didn't decide yet, like where I'm going with any of these. Like if I'm going to do any of the 2007, 2008, if I'm going to
Yeah.
do beginnings or any of those. Like I just haven't made that decision yet.
Well, you
Like
say you're
even
only
Clear Ultra
focusing on the
Spider.
ones you like, right?
Yeah, yep. So I have to look at more of the images to see if I even like the set. Now the Fleer Ultra one, this is the one set right here that I love the Fleer Ultra brand, and I've always wanted to just build all the Fleer Ultra sets.
And that one
But
is a
this is
great
one that I'm
set.
just like, uh,
Not
yeah,
for you.
no.
That's
Well, it's the name. It's the
I
name.
look. Yeah, let's talk this out. It's Florence Spider Man, Manu earmuffs.
And honestly, I'm not a
We're
big
not
fan of the
huge.
design myself.
I'm not a huge Spider Man fan, but I love that set. I
See,
think
I'm just the design itself to me is one of the things that I'm not a huge fan of the design, but I do love the EX Sentries in the set. I think it's a
centuries.
fantastic. Yeah.
I love that logo. I think the Fleotra's uh,
Hmm.
Spider Man logo 2017 is probably the best Marvel logo outside
Okay.
of Masterpiece. Just and it has my favorite Spider Gwen card um, by Kyle Cacao. It has the Spider Verse card. Yeah, such good stuff there.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Manu, we're
That's
back. Mhm.
That's all the Spider-Man talk we got for you right now, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
We checked the
Fleer
quota
Ultra,
from
Fleer
now.
Ultra X-Men. So Fleer Ultra X-Men, how I'm building this set out: base silvers, Dead and Gone's base and silver, Deadpool around the world, greatest battles. I'm I don't have these slotted in the binder. Jambalayers and Masters of Magnetism. These are not cheap cards to get.
And this
And
is
stack.
2018, right?
Yeah. So you can see here across the top, I've got
Yeah.
like numbers
Hmm.
20, 20. I didn't put any number here. I didn't put any number here. I didn't put anything for stacks because stacks is technically 90 cards, but you could stack them
3.
in the
Yeah.
spots and get away with just doing the three.
Yeah.
49 metal blasters, 20 of the originals when you're talking base and silver. There's 42 X cuts.
The X cuts are awesome too.
The X cuts are great, which I do have those slotted in the binder. And then the X-Men 92 and the 3x3s. So in total, there's 500 cards, which will fit in the binder with a little bit of extra space at the end for the 2018 Fleer Ultra X-Men set. So that's kind of how I have it built out. So again, green I have, yellow's already been purchased,
On the
and
way.
then white are the ones. Yep, on the
Mhm.
way, ComC, eBay, wherever it was picked up at, ePack or whatever. And then that just kind of goes. And the nice thing, so I use Google Sheets, and the reason I use Google Sheets versus just doing a standard Excel is because then it's a living, breathing sheet.
Get
So if I,
edited. Yeah.
yeah, I don't have to have my laptop with me to edit it. I can just go on to my phone,
Yep.
pick something up on ComC, and then notate that I have it already. So again, some other sets that I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with them? How am I going to build them? I don't necessarily have all of these. Like here, I wrote like this is what I have, but then these are all ones that I have. So like this might be all I have for that set, but those are sets that I'll do later on. X-Men Metal, kind of like all over the place on this one. I just quickly
Love
threw
that
this in
set.
here because it's not the set I'm working on right now. Like the set I'm working on right now is the Fleer Ultra X-Men set.
Right.
So I haven't even started messing around with these other ones. So we got like X-Men Metal. I need card number 24 just because I need an extra one of card number 24 because the base went into the binder
Well,
and then I need
yeah.
that one for
I
the
do
set.
have Nathan just X-Men
Mhm.
Metal. I know some of the base cards are they were only physical product, right?
Yeah,
Uh
base cards were only physical product
I have
for the
a
for the
good
low series.
I have a good stack of Mystiques, so I'm gonna send you some Mystiques.
I don't know if I need
I
Mystiques.
may have
I don't think I do,
acquired
unless
many
it's like
Mystiques
a
base
pair of.
cards that I don't know what to do
uh,
with now. So
so like here, like I wrote 2 through 11, so I need golds 2 through 11. And then as I get those, so let's say I get number 5, I'll change this to 2 through 4 and then insert a box and then make that 6 through 11. So at least
nice.
temporarily, that's the way it's set up, just to kind of keep my head straight on that sort of stuff. Allure, like I threw the checklist for Allure in here, but honestly, I haven't, like I've built a base set of Allure for the most part,
Hmm.
but I'm not really that big of a fan of the set. If I was gonna actually build a set of Allure, it would probably be the Black Rainbows. I really like those. But the only thing so far that I've worked on from building from this set is the movie posters, the In the Lights out of '99,
Those are cool.
black
Yeah.
ones with the gold trim. So I've been working on that as far as like getting those. Those are not easy to come by, like where they should sell sort of prices. You get a lot of people who are wanting like $40, $50 for them, and
Oh
most
wow.
of them will sell from anywhere between like 13 to 20 when they pop up and do sell. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, those are the ones that I'd go after. I mean, there's some nice looking inserts in there. I'm just not that big of a fan of like the MCU stuff, but the movie posters are really cool, and I like
Yeah.
those. Um, then of course we got Avengers. Like these are some of like these are greens I need, the first appearance greens. But this is one where I'm like, I don't necessarily want to build out the entire green set. That's just what I had after I got done opening all my FUA boxes. So so yeah, so that's kind of some of those. And Spider-Man Metal. You got base. This is what I did for Spider-Man Metal. Base,
Mhm.
gold, grandiose, E-Pack blue, blaster yellow. So again, 5 of them. So what I would do is I would do this 1, 2, 3, 4 in a 16 page or 16 pocket binder, and then have the blaster yellows be just like it is with the platinum binder back of the after the following or after the set in order 1 through 200, just like I did with the blue surges for platinum, because it's like basically like separating the blaster from the hobby,
Right.
essentially.
Yeah.
Palladium, planet metal, and that's all I wanted to collect from Spider-Man metal. Like, so I don't necessarily collect every single insert from the set. It's just which ones do I like.
Right.
Um,
Oh, and I just
22
want to throw
master
this
beat.
in here.
Mhm.
Manu with a MC eel. Yeah.
MCU,
Yeah.
e,
Eel.
EU,
Eel.
EU.
Yeah.
This is like so. Flare Ultra X Men and Allegiance have been the two sets that I've been working on the most. Allegiance, base rainbow, then chapters base. I didn't want to do chapters rainbow because I believe that is EPAC. Possibly, I
Oh,
don't recall.
exclusive.
Um, I think so, but I don't recall. Cosmic Journey, Collision Events, Collision Event Babies, comic covers, Jean Grey puzzle. These are pricey to get. There's only 9 of them, and they're like 1 in 700 and something packs
Super
to be
short
able to
print.
get one. Yeah, super short print. Protectors of Utopia is a really nice insert. Story of
That's
Hope Summers,
nice.
Save the Earth, um, Spectromatic History. So I'm getting pretty close. Like I picked up a bunch of these recently. Like I got Spider Man for $4. It's crazy. Beast, Iron Fist, Magic, Red Hulk, Scarlet Witch. Those are the only Spectromatic histories, and these are the purples out of 350. Again, lowest serial numbered version, or sorry, highest serial numbered version of that insert because it's just going in the binder. It's not for any other purpose other than completing the set, and then the holograms. So
Nice.
yeah, so I mean that's
Nice.
kind of how I track some of the set stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you guys think that's crazy, then
Uh-oh. Does it get
yeah,
crazy?
it gets crazier. Let me get this other one pulled up.
There's
So
a
this
lot
is
of organizing.
living. This one's living, breathing, more steps. What's
Yellow
yellow?
means it's in transit
Means
on the
that
web.
like I might have bought it on ComC, or I traded for it on EPAC and I've transferred it to ComC, and it just means it hasn't arrived to me personally for me to then put it in the binder.
Right. And
So it doesn't
JC
go green until it
puts
goes in the binder.
who has the Flair Ultra Wolverine Jambalaya binders. I'm not sure. Did
Oh,
they make some?
Fleur Ultra Wolverine Jambalaya out here? I don't know about Fleur Ultra Wolverine, but I'm almost certain there's people out there that have Jambalaya binders of other sets. I think Steven's got a couple different Jambalaya sets, maybe
Full
complete.
That's
Scandell.
pretty neat to get the whole set.
Don't quote me on that, but they're
Whoa,
all cool.
this I just want to say this looks like trading card database, the website. Off rip.
So a lot of the information is pulled from trading card database, but then you
Okay.
really just got to go and dig yourself. All right, so you guys know Domino Collector. Domino's the only character that I PC.
Mm-hmm.
I will keep Wolverine cards and Black Cat cards if I pull them, and they're not like life changing money cards, and they're cool. I'll keep them, but I don't ever go out just to buy a Wolverine card unless it's for a set.
Right.
Um, like because it's like that's not my focus, and as soon as you start going down that rabbit hole, you lose a lot of money. Not that you lose the money, but it costs a lot
It's
more to play in
competitive.
that. And
Yeah,
that it costs a lot more. Yeah, it's very competitive. I mean, they're all getting competitive these days.
they are.
All right. So, to my knowledge, to today, this is every single domino card in existence that I can
Wow.
find anywhere. I have this color coordinated. It changes based on which box is checked. I have a column for 101s. I have a column for if I've posted this on my Domino Collector IG page.
Nice. I like
There's
that.
statistics at the end. When I post it to the IG page, I put the image in the front and back of the card of the actual card that I have in the spreadsheet as well. So you can see here, like if I needed this one, I can change this and it changes color. And it's whatever
Oh,
one is checked that's
nice.
highest priority. So if I change that one, it just goes in order.
That's cool.
So if I change this one to here, it doesn't change it because it goes here, here, and here.
Right.
But as soon as I get rid of it, then that goes back to that. So again, we start with the 91 comic images from the X-Force set. She's got several cards in there. My criteria for Domino are solo card for her or equal part of the card as like part of the team, like an X-Force team card. Like in this instance, like I can't really zoom in. I can't like pop open the picture or anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't let me do that. I have to like blow this up quite a bit, but it's just images of the cards themselves. So you can see we go down,
And you collect him even if it's part of a group and she's in it.
Yeah, so like if it's an X-Force, like here's the X-Force team card, the 1991 Marvel Universe Series 2, X-Force number 5, the X-Force promo.
Okay.
She's on the card as part of that team. The only card that I have that isn't really like a team card or a solo card is the T-shirt promo, because the T-shirt, the image on the T-shirt
It's
is
her?
that promo card.
Wow.
So that's the only reason I have that card in there. So I just kind of went a
Now
little bit farther with it.
I've
Just
heard
have,
other character collectors go even about just the mention of the name. Not doing that?
or like a shit. Yeah, no, yeah, no.
Or a
I
silhouette
don't have
on the
time to go
back?
and look up the back of every cards to see where her name is mentioned or something like that. Yeah, silhouettes. I think Matt's done that with a couple of Danny things where she's like walking on a mountain ridge or something like that with other people.
Fourth
But no,
corner asks, do you go
that's
after
the thing
the
is,
original art? I think you focus on.
star that one. Let's come back to that.
Okay. We'll get back to
Um,
this one.
that's a good question though, because there are people that do that too. Like they'll go after
Yeah.
the original art stuff. But let's come
We
back
got
to
the
the
Superman
the art
PMG takes a
questions.
hit 20 degree for being a Batman set. There's a Batman PMG. We'll get back to this one too. I want to talk about this.
Okay, so we're blue all the way up to 1992 Impel X-Men. Well, why do I still need a card from 92 Impel X-Men? Well, because it's the Nelsonic variation.
Which
So
is
this
a
set,
watch, right?
it's a watch. Yeah. So they
Yes.
released cards.
In the
So
blister
this
pack,
set
like of the ones.
has this set has three variations of that card. It has the base card that came out on the set. It has the Toy Biz card that came out with the toys,
The
and
design.
then it has the watch card that came out with the watches.
Watch.
So I have not seen the Nelsonic Domino anywhere yet. So I have not been able to find it. So if you guys out there know of anybody, let me know. This
Yeah.
on my channel in the description, this checklist is linked to there. It's living, breathing. You can't change anything, but you can see
You can
this at
view
any
it.
point in time. Yeah, you
You
can
want to
click
help
on it and
Nathan
view it
out?
if you want to look.
Click on that link.
If you're like,
See what
does
it does.
Nathan need this card? All right, let me see.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to see. And this is constantly updated. Like if I buy a card, it's updated as soon as I buy the card. So the only thing I wish I could do with IG is actually reorganize the pictures, like after you do the post, like because I can't go back
Within
and then
the slots, yeah. If
card
you
in
find one
order.
that's
Yeah,
earlier, yeah.
yep. I'm not able to do that.
It's a, yeah.
Now I
Don't
do
mess
so I do have the X Force Nelsonic team card. I just don't have her solo card.
Right.
So you had the X Force base card, and then you had the team card, but they didn't have an X Force toy. So then there wasn't the Toy Biz card, right? 93 masterpieces. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots for 93 masterpieces. And the reason I have 4 spots is you have the base card. This is a Joe Jusko autographed, not pack pulled. So even there, I put not pack pulled just so that way, if I'm looking at this or if somebody else looks at it, they go, "Oh yeah, you didn't pull that from a pack. It's just like a consigned card."
Right.
And then this is a pre-press, no foil. You can't pack pull these. So this is like a prototype from Upper Deck. The person I bought this from, his dad, and this is confirmed, his dad worked for Upper Deck when this set was being made. And this is the card before it goes through production and gets the indentations pressed into it and the foil applied to the card where it
Oh
says
wow.
1993 masterpieces and then the character's name. So
So
this
that
doesn't
just
have any pressing. It's just smooth. Yeah,
looks like a Virgin variant comic cover.
exactly. Yep, it looks like a
Yeah.
Virgin variant comic cover.
All right.
Now,
Nice.
1993 masterpieces had errors in it where
Yes.
the card was stamped but not foiled. That's
Yes.
this spot here is this blank spot. Is I haven't seen one,
Missing
but I
foil.
know that there are plenty of other characters that have had that issue.
I think I used. Yeah, I used to have a Doom on one of these
Yep.
sets that had that.
I used to have I think I had like three or four different ones. I sold like three of them to one person one time, and I think Fausto picked up the Silver Surfer from me for the last one that I
Nice.
had. Um, again, more base cards, more base cards. Well, what do we got here? Well, now we're starting to get into the Flare set. Flare actually kind of went off and did a bunch of different things. So
Mm-hmm.
Flare went international with it. So you had the base Flare set that was released stateside and through Europe and everywhere else. You had the Mexico Feruza X released, and then you had a year later a 1995
Puerto Rico.
Pepsi set,
Oh, Peru.
Puerto Rico or Peru. The differences are the Pepsi logos on the back of the
On the
card.
back. Yeah.
So the Mexico version has the Pepsi logo smaller with like a lined box. It's got lines running through the box behind the logo. Whereas the Peru, Puerto Rico version, whatever you want to call it, just has the Pepsi logo. So those are things to keep an eye on if you're character collecting too,
And
and you want to have all the different variations.
my understanding from that, I know Lewis talked about him collecting those, and you
Hmm.
have to get bottle caps, turn them in to get the card.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
but
So
have
just
you
hoping
reached out
that
to
one day.
Amanda? You might want to reach out to Amanda. I know she just bought a collection with a bunch
Yeah,
of
I'll have to check
those.
with her.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've seen a couple of these around. Somebody's got one on ComC for like 10, 25 or something like that. But it's got on the back of the card, it's got a big chunk out of like
Oh,
the coating and the picture
yeah.
or the coloring and stuff is missing out of it. Like damage really doesn't matter if it's like white corners or something like that. But when the cards tore up, that's
Yeah,
when I'm like, okay, yeah,
it's
I don't want to put
nonsense.
them on a binder.
Manu's very happy that we're pumping the Pepsi. I'm sure he has.
So here's some more Pepsi for you, Manu. 1994 Flair Marvel Annual. So you got the Flair Domino, you got the Pepsi from Mexico, and you have the Pepsi from Peru.
Mhm.
Now, these three cards, the only difference is the copyright date on the Mexico one is different than the copyright date on the Peru slash Puerto Rico one.
Oh, okay.
The copyright date on the Peru Puerto Rico one says 1995, and the copyright date on the Mexico one says 94. Again, told you it was going to get a little crazier, right?
That is.
Different
I'm getting
variations of the
flashbacks to
card.
when I was doing the Doom collection. Yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
while though.
different variations. Like I said, this is a living, breathing inventory of every single domino card that I know of that exists. Hildebrandt base, Hildebrandt gold signature, Flair Ultra X
Oh
Men
no.
base. This is a little sticker,
And this.
1995
Yeah.
Peru editorial Navarrete. I'm probably saying that wrong. Doom, help me out here.
Navarrete. Yeah, Navarrete.
Navarrete. There we go. So it's a sticker. It's like a mini from Flair Ultra Wolverine. It's similar to that in size. I got that from
So,
Tony. Elaine actually had that. I picked
nice.
it up from Elaine Perna. I didn't even know it existed. Like it never showed up in any eBay searches I did for Domino, no matter how I like searched for it. And she's like, "Hey,
Manu
I have
does.
two of these. Do you want one?"
I think I saw a stream where that happened. Manu did want to remind it if there was a Brazil on those. I'm not sure. The Pepsi ones, I guess.
I don't think it's different than the like there might have been a Brazil release, but I don't think it's different in any way from the Puerto Rico
As a
or the
variant.
Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a variant of it in any way that I know
Or
of.
maybe it's a different set. I know there was a couple of sets.
So then you got so this one was really nice. I wasn't expecting this at all. The 1995 Flair Ultra X-Men, and this is one I just posted on my Instagram.
You did.
Uh, yeah, Jeremiah Novak, Cletus Cassidy collector, in chat. I don't know if he's around tonight, but he picked up while they were at OAX. He got the 95 Fleer Ultra X-Men signed by Julie Bell for
Julie
me.
Bell. Nice.
Yeah. So I added that one. And fun part and not fun part, not fun because it's time consuming. Fun part is because they have to go back through and look at every single card. I had to shuffle 2 binders to be able to make 1 spot for this card because I don't have extra spaces in my domino
That's
binder.
not fun. Not
But it
fun.
is fun. It is fun because you get to
I,
look at all the cards all over again.
so it's, I mean, it's a version of
Uh,
fun for you.
yeah.
I
So
don't know
it's
for me.
so not just Marvel releases, as far as like what we typically consider set cards, but TCG cards, game cards,
Overpower.
overpower. Yep, got
Where's
all the
Jake at? His
overpowers.
favorite.
Yep. Jakey loves that overpower. Chromium, Chromium Gold Sig, Chromium signed by Adam Kubert, not pack pulled. And then you have the Fleer X-Men is the same artwork, but it's a paper card, and it was released a year later. And then you
It's like
had
a
the
reprint, right?
international. Yep. And then you have
Yeah.
the international. The only difference on uh, the normal release and the international release is that the date, the year isn't on the front logo on the international release.
Okay.
1996 Skybox Masterpieces Domino. I have this in a PSA 10,
Oh wow.
and I keep saying, why do I have it in a PSA 10? I can't put that in my domino binders. So I'm going to sell the PSA 10, and I just bought just last night, because I just finally made this decision. I just bought the base card again, so that's en route on eBay. So
Okay.
this H column is my notes column. So you can see here I got
eBay.
eBay. It's yellow. That's where it's from. If it's in Com C, I'll write Com C. If it's still sitting on EPAC, I'll write EPAC. As we get down the list farther, I'll show you there's some other stuff. So we got Recharge. Recharge is another TCG. They got base and foil parallels of or variants of those.
Yeah.
Um, we start
Figure
getting into
Factory. Those are like the
yeah,
little
Figure
toys, right?
Factory.
With the
Yep.
cards.
So
Yeah.
on the back of this card, it's got like 4 different little images or whatever on the back of them, and I think if you put them together, they might make a puzzle. I don't remember
Okay.
if that's the case, but I think on the back of this one is Domino and Hulk. Um, Marvel Versus has a base and foil of 2 of the cards from that set. You got the 2008 Rittenhouse Women of Marvel 2011 Beginnings. That's the first year that that they had printing plates. Was the 2011 Beginnings.
Ah.
So all 4 printing plates are listed out here. These get marked, but they never get marked in need. So printing plates for me are if I get them, I get them. If I don't, then I don't
Right.
need them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're just so the need column never gets marked. So that's why they stay white. This will change to X if I have it or if it's on its way. If it's on its way, I'll mark it in transit. If I have it, I mark it as here. But this column, the 101 column, actually gets changed to an X if I have it or if it's on its way because it affects the statistics at the end of the spreadsheet.
Mm. Okay.
We get into some other stuff here. You got Dangerous Divas promo, the Embrace card. I got this one. Will gifted me this one, the CGC 10 of the breakthrough issues.
Oh,
These are not
nice.
easy to find either. But I'll never get rid of the CGC 10 because it was a gift. The PSA 10 domino I bought, but this was a gift, so I won't ever get rid of that. But I do probably I haven't decided yet if I'm just gonna like take a picture and print it and put it in there, or if I'm gonna actually try to find another base card to
Yeah.
put in its place in the binder. There's an autograph of that I've only seen like one time. Um, so those don't come up very often either. And then we get into some of these like 2013 retro. Like this one's, we'll see
It's
that
a
when we
big
go through
one.
the binder. Yep. I got 2 of the retro printing plates already.
Nice.
And you can see here, Eugene has the other one. He was asking 400 for it for the
Okay.
cyan. So notes, right? Notes
Yeah.
on where I last saw it, at least. If there was a discussion like what the pricing was or whatever on it. They're all true. The yellow, I have not seen the yellow anywhere. So I don't know where that's at. We're getting down here like the one of Marvel Series 2, the Diamond out of 10. I need that. The Ruby out of 50 from Dangerous Divas 2.
Diamond
The
out of
Ruby,
10. Oh, that's a different set. Yeah.
yeah. So there's Women of Marvel has a Diamond out of 10. The Dangerous Divas has a Diamond out of 10. So two different sets there with the same kind of parallel patterning. So they
Yeah.
did the diamond, the ruby, the emerald,
Ruby
the
Emerald.
diamond, the diamond,
Sapphire
ruby,
was
emerald. Yep.
non-numbered
The
parallel.
base not numbered, yeah. 3D lenticular set. There's a base. There's a die cut of it, and
Okay.
there's the autograph of it. But then there's also a manua like this. This is like a 5x7. It's a lenticular
The
quad.
promo.
There's four characters on that.
Oh,
Domino
that's
Forge,
okay.
Hawkeye, and Nick Fury. Now this one does not come up very often for any of the quads, and they're not cheap. They're usually right around $300 to $400 for the quads. So that's on the back burner.
Yeah.
We get into Marvel Annual. Marvel Annual gets really messy. Not 2016, but when you start getting 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, you're talking like 16 to 20 different printing plates because everything has its own printing plate.
Wow.
But again, there's spots for all of that stuff, right? So this one, the 2016 didn't do 101s. So all you had was the base, the red, the gold. So we didn't have like serial numbered stuff yet for annual.
Right.
We get into that very soon. She was only in the 2022 masterpieces, so she wasn't in any of the current masterpieces other than the 22.
Okay. Not bad.
That worked out nicely. That I only had to
Yeah.
chase that in one set. The XO, the diamond cut pairs. You got this one here is the tough set. 2018 Flare Ultra X-Men because you have the base, the silver, the rainbow,
Big one.
the Xavier variant, the gold foil, the artist autograph out of 50, the 101, the metal blaster, all the PMGs. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PMGs in the 2018
And that's a set that's
X-Men set.
notoriously
Yeah, it's very tough to
owned
get.
by one specific collector. Owns a good chunk of it.
So Alan, if you're watching or if somebody shares this video with you and you see this checklist at all, these are the ones I need. You don't have to give me the 1-to-1. I understand that, but man, if you got an extra 10 and out of 25 and out of 49, let me know, man.
Work out a deal for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, and you got buybacks. You got 3 different buybacks in there. You guys know how much I love buybacks, but they're variants of the cards. So if they go on the list, they go on the list.
They'll
They get
get you.
marked.
The buybacks will get you.
Yep. So this is a little trickier, like the comic cuts. I've always debated whether or not I want to put comic cuts in the binder,
Mm-hmm.
or if I want to have like a separate binder with sketch cards and comic cuts, because they're never just like there's this many of them. Like the 2018 Deadpool set, I have 3 comic cuts that have Domino on it so far, just from that set. But
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the checklist, all you're going to have is the exact same thing. It's going to say Deadpool, Comica, New Mutants 98, number NM-98. So that you don't know how many there are of that. And that's where I have always been like, okay, I like the idea of having the comic cuts that have Domino on them. But do I want to just put them in their own separate binder?
I think that would be ideal.
Because then I don't have to keep shuffling.
No.
Right. I think that's
What's up, Marvel Marshall?
We got so Premiere. The only thing I need in Premiere is the black 101. I've got the out of 5, 15, 30, 50, and 100. So
Wow.
if anybody's got the black and you're interested in moving it, let me know. 2019 annual.
There you go. Request to pump the GameStop, please.
2019 annual. She doesn't have a base in that set, but she's on the X-Force from the number 1 spots. There's, you got 4 printing plates for that. You got anime. I think this one was a 4. This one might have been all 4 cards together.
Yes, as an achievement, I believe.
As an achievement on EPAC.
EPAC.
Yeah. So that one's out there somewhere in the ether. I have the Hanafuda CGC 10. I bought that and graded it and got the CGC 10. It's the pristine. So I
Nice.
might just buy another Hanafuda.
Which are like
Um,
short
but
prints,
I'm
right?
all
Those.
yeah. This one, the Domino's actually a super short print according to Upper
Okay.
Deck. So
Oh, we do have
yeah,
this. You can figure out how many New Mutants 98 comic cuts there are by counting the appearance of Domino in the comic book. They're chopped up each
oh yeah,
page and turned into comic cuts. There you go.
yep, could do it that way. I'm
It's a
just
good
too lazy
start.
to do it that way, but that's a good way to do it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you want to look up the book, then just count how many times she's in there or how many times your character's in a specific book, and you can have an idea of how many opportunities you have at least comic cuts, right? Anime. There's idols, X Force idol plates. So I've got the black. So there's three others out there. So again, where I saw the card at last is listed, and then you get into some more annual printing plates again. The base cover or the base variant with that printing plates, the holograms with those printing plates, the fractal with those
I
printing
didn't know they had
plates,
their own printing
Pack
plates. Man.
Wars with those printing plates.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
lots of printing plates and
so lots of
annuals.
variations of the same
You
card.
know, X-Men Metal again, purple on e-pack. I think the seller right now is like 5,100 US dollars. They're in the UK, and
Ooh,
it's probably a $900 to $1,200 card like last year. Might be less, a little bit less than that now, but
yeah,
like I don't mind overpaying for stuff a little bit, but I'm yeah, like 5, 6x something. Yeah, that's what I yeah
that's
I can't.
tough.
This
Yeah,
yeah
it's tough.
I can't get the wife's permission for something like that. That's just insane. So yeah, so
Marvel went to
X Men
purple.
Metal, you got
Nice.
base, Granios Gold, blue. This one was gifted to me by Fausto, CGC9 Liefeld Auto of the blue from
Nice.
Domino. So thank you, Fausto, for that.
Shout out to
The
Boston.
black, the red, the pink, the green. So again, for the high series, just need the 101. And I've seen F Booth has that one. At least last I saw it posted, he posted it on IG
On his
a long
Instagram
time ago.
for a
Yeah.
conversation.
Yep.
Oh, we
Yep.
do have a question here. How do you figure out what Pack Wars cards your character appears on?
Um, pretty much just if you use ePack, you just go to the product checklist and it'll show you um the Pack Wars checklist, and then
Okay.
pretty like in like annual, if they have a base card, they have a Pack Wars card most likely. They just did it as a variant of the set.
Ah,
I'm not sure if that's the case for all sets. I
right.
don't know. I don't really do Pack Wars that much.
So
Armando
double
does
check
Pack
the
Wars quite a bit.
checklist.
He might be able to
Yeah.
maybe give an answer in chat. So then I have this like blacked here. This is the end of book one. So you can see here, like this one, I have a note here. It's like F Booth posted this on his IG page for the 101 for the high series card for Domino. But then the four, at least last I saw, the four printing plates for the high series card had not been redeemed on EPAC yet because it's
E-pad.
random. Like you had to put together like the gold bullion set. There was like another
Oh
set. There
no!
was a
What
couple different sets
happens
you had to put together. I know what happens to this stuff if
March
so it's an
31st?
achievement. It's an achievement though. So in theory, because X-Men Metal's already done, I mean you don't have to worry about anybody opening more product. The only thing that would keep you from potentially getting it would be
Does
if
anyone redeem it?
enough of the cards get removed from the site that you can no longer redeem for the achievement.
That's
That's the tricky
tricky.
part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tricky.
But it's a gamble too because again, it's a random. You
Yeah.
randomly get one of the printing plate sets. But then we carry on to more of the sets and they just keep going. So here's one that I didn't get, the variant printing plate. I should have put a date here, but I didn't. But I can just go back and look. Sold on eBay for $925, which okay, I can I can sell for that much. I'm not that big. I'm not a big fan of paying $1,000 for a printing plate. But it just depends on the character too and what everybody's buying desires are. But for me,
Right.
it's not worth $900 for a printing plate. So I
Right.
just let it go. And like I
At
said,
least you know
printing
how
plates,
much
one
you're
to
going
ones.
for. Yeah.
Yep, printing plates, one to ones. They never get marked as a need. It's if I get them, I get them. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
Um, Preserved in amber. I think Philip bought that. Philip's another domino collector. I think he picked that up off of Josh Burton when Josh pulled that when Masterpieces released.
Okay.
So I think that was like at the time. I think that maybe went for like close to 2 or 3 thousand for the one on
Oh
one.
wow.
But I mean, it's also considered one of the best arts in the set too.
Yes,
So
it was.
um, Jen, our boy Jen, gifted me an out of 25 signed by Dan Metallurgy
Oh,
Domino.
nice.
Yeah. So I put in here that I want to get one that's not signed. Um, and then, so if I can get the metallurgy that's not signed, I would have to get a preliminary art card signed by Dan because then I would have the base card signed by Dan, the base out of 10 silver auto signed by Dan. I would have the variant card signed by Dan, and the variant gold auto signed by Dan. And then I'd have the preliminary art base and the preliminary art signed by Dan, and the metallurgy base and signed by Dan. And
Yes,
you
there's a
know,
lot of
so
signed cards to get.
it's just a little cool thing that I was doing for that because it's the only modern masterpieces set that she's
The
in.
signed
So I'm like,
card
yeah,
rainbow.
the signed card rainbow. Allegiance has quite a few cards. The only thing I'm missing there is the one-on-one and printing plates for Allegiance. Now this is
Nice.
another EPAC achievement
Achievement.
as well. Yep.
And they're all four in a
Um,
booklet or what?
yeah, I believe so. I think they're all four in a booklet, and then we have the chapters is an achievement as well. Now
Wow.
um, the chapters, like you can search eBay and ComC and stuff like that, and even EPAC, but you can't search Domino on EPAC for the chapters card. It won't show up because it's not listed under Domino.
Ah,
It's listed under the
differently.
comic book. The
Right.
chapters cards are listed under the comic book. So for the chapter stuff, I just type in the card number, filter by Marvel, filter by the set, and then that helps me like
Right.
find out what's there and then do all that stuff. So yeah, I mean a lot of different stuff here. Get down here into some stuff that we've bought. You got the gold rainbow, the out of blue, the blue out of 180, the purple out of 35. Because I really just started not worrying about anything that's serial numbered more than 10. Um, because usually at release, we all know that stuff is priced way higher than it realistically ends up settling at. Again, another one where I know where it's at. Printing plate, yellow printing plate for Midnight Suns is on its way. Marvel Platinum. We have everything for Marvel Platinum except for the Golden Treasures. We missed out on the Golden Treasures, but we have the Gold Rainbow Auto 101. So
Nice.
again, 101 gets marked as have or in transit, and then the no gets changed to an X. Because again, that adjusts the statistics at the end. Um, the Flair Ultra Wolverine Rainbow is complete. The Gold Rainbow is the last one that I needed. I
Ah,
finally finished that. Thanks to
yes.
Slick P. Thanks Brian for that. He hooked me up, helped me
Shout out
out.
to Slick.
So got the Gold Rainbow complete. That goes all the way down. Got the Gold Spectrum 101. I have two of the four printing plates for the Flair
Wow.
Ultra Wolverine, and the animation cell and the animation cell auto. Both the EX Centuries. Well, sorry, all three of the EX Centuries because there's a base unserialized, and then they have the serialized ones plus the minis. The only thing I don't have so far is the Ultra Stars from the Blaster. That's the only one I'm missing.
Okay.
So, but okay, a bunch of that stuff, and we can see some of that in the binders. This one's one of those ones. Manu loves these. I know Manu loves these. These are his favorite thing in the whole world. Jumbo
Oh
comic
yeah.
clippings,
Huge fan.
Domino Smash, where she just lays out Red Hulk. Yep.
Yeah.
So I know he's a huge fan of those.
Jumbo comic clippings, number
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yep, absolutely. But then you get the top stuff. There's a lot of parallels in the top stuff. So even like this one here, the Gold Wave Refractor numbered out of 50. I bought this freaking 4 or 5 months ago, whenever Topps first released.
Mm-hmm.
eBay, Jake. Well, it's because it's sitting in the UK with Jake right now, because that's where the
Ah,
card was at,
nice.
and it was cheaper for me to buy it from the UK and have it
Right.
shipped to him than it was to ship it home to myself. So try to find yourself a Jake. Sometimes you can get cheaper cards that way too.
There
They
you
can
go.
save them up for you and ship them over. Um, Domino Superfractor, another one that sold on Golden for $1,525 as a PSA 8. So again,
Wow.
where it sold, that it sold, how much it sold, it was graded. So that gives me an idea if it ever pops up again, like what I'd actually be looking at for it. Let's get down here to some numbers. If I need to add more sets in here, I can just copy these and then insert the cells that I copied for however many spaces I need them. Numbers, though. All right, percentages owned.
Oh, here we
How's that?
go.
Can that be seen? Can you
Yeah.
see that okay, or do I need to zoom it?
It's kind of small, but
Let me go zoomy zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoomy zoom. Is that
there we
better?
go. Yep.
All right. Okay, so I have 333 of her cards. I need 41 of her cards, not counting 101s and printing plates.
Wow.
I have 13 that are marked as in transit. There are 21 101s and printing plates that I have. There are 122 total 101s and printing plates. So is that right?
Yes. You have
Yes.
21 out of 122.
I have 21 of
Oh,
the 122 available
122.
printing plates and 101s. Keep in mind, majority of that, probably over 50% of it, is just in the last 3 or 4 annual sets,
Printing
because
plates.
there's like 16 printing plates in every single one of those sets.
Right.
So I mean, that's like 72 freaking printing plates just in the annual. But as far as like the 101s, I currently own 17% of the Domino 101s that are available in existence. I own 89.41% of all of the non 101 Domino cards, printing plates, 101s, whatever. So just the base and serial number or parallel cards,
Mm-hmm.
there's 387 total cards. Yeah, 387 total cards. So that doesn't count the 101s.
With a
Because
will?
it's a little weird because of the way the formulas are set up and boxes are used. But so 89% of the Domino collection, 72% of the entire Domino cards that are in existence, as far as like the variations of them. So there's a total of she has a total of 509 variations of her cards that exist that I'm aware of.
That's crazy.
So
That's a lot.
it's a lot.
I
It's
need
a
to get
lot.
organized that way. I wish I could get organized that way. Maybe you can show me a template so I can start it. But that seems like a lot of work.
I mean, if somebody wanted that template
I
to
think we
where
should make it available.
all
Yeah.
they'd have to do, would be like change out the cards.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like the rest of this, as long as you don't mess with these columns, then the formulas are going to stay the same. If you add more rows, like as long as you do it above these numbers, it'll automatically adjust all the formulas for you. You don't have to do anything else with it, if that makes sense. Like it
Right.
just changes it automatically for you as long as you add the rows within here. And then all you'd have to do is actually change the cards themselves to whatever cards you're tracking, and then you can, mark them accordingly, however you wanted to mark them. But
Yes. All right. We got
Dre,
some of
man,
these.
I got Dre's
Yeah.
like, I just got
Let's
tired.
get to
Sorry,
this.
guys. It's homework stuff. All right. So what happens when the list is complete? Well, another set gets released, and then there's more cards to go after. Um,
Here's a suggestion. You can start collecting Wolverine.
no, I think I think if I was actually buying Wolverine cards, my wife might actually leave me. So
I did want to see this one since
okay,
Marvel went
since Marvel
tops.
went
I went
tops,
Pokemon. Not a bad idea. Pokemon's
yeah, I
great.
mean, Pokemon has something more than what Marvel has, in that they create new characters every few years, and then bring back the classics, you know,
Yeah,
and the OG stuff, and they do a very good job with it. Like Marvel really struggles, and DC will too, um, because they don't have new rookies every year. They don't have Well, it's not that they don't have new rookies and that they don't have new characters. They do. It's just how many of those new characters actually draw any real attention to them, right?
yeah.
So,
Um, let's go over some of these we want to talk about.
do you go after Domino original art? No, I don't. I could have answered you then, but I wanted to save the art questions till afterwards. So I, not that I wouldn't, because I have looked at some comic book art for her, that I really like the images of, whether it's a splash page or a cover, or some insert stuff, like interior pages. But honestly, for $2,000-3,000, I'd rather pay a few artists to actually do a commission. Dre's doing a Domino
Commissions.
commission for me right now, and I think he shared a few of the pictures, from doing some outline taping and stuff like that. Um, but I'd rather pay Dre to do a commission for me and get what I want from an artist that I know and like, versus buying, a comic book pencil or an ink that's going to cost me $2,000-3,000, and I could just go buy the book for $5.
Yeah, and you get the custom one of one original art for your character.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
Probably cheaper price too, and that's an
Yeah,
option
and,
for
and
sure.
even and even if it wasn't a cheaper price, like I could use like the masterpieces, domino art.
Right, you
Like
can just
I'm that
choose.
I'm sure that was probably five-figure plus artwork, right? 10 to 20K. I'm guessing somebody paid for the domino because it was one of the best arts in the set by a lot of people's accord, and their thought process on it. But
100% cheaper is
that's not a world
relative.
I want to play in. I don't want to spend $10,000 for something to hang on my wall.
You could also spend the equivalent money on an artist you prefer, right?
For $10,000, I could probably get Alan to actually sell me some Flair Ultra X-Men cards. And that
Alan, if
would
you're
make
watching
me
this,
that would
look
make
up.
me happier than, I mean, I don't want to spend $10,000 on it, but that would make me happier than buying one piece of art.
Well, and then you have to compete with other people buying the original art. It just becomes
Yeah,
less fun. I mean, to be
exactly.
honest.
Yeah.
Um, Here's one. Do we think Superman PMG takes a hit to any degree for being a Batman set? Does Batman PMG even further distance itself from Superman because of this? So this is in relation to Batman Metal, I'm assuming.
Hmm.
And we'll most likely get a Superman PMG. At least we think we will. There's no
Right.
evidence now to
Yeah, we don't have a
suggest it.
checklist yet. Probably won't
Right.
have one for a week or a week and a half before release.
Will it take a hit because it's a Batman set? I think overall Batman's just a more popular character.
Hmm.
So
I would
it
agree.
being it's still gonna be a first PMG if it's in that sense, and I'm sure
Yeah.
the debate is if there's a Superman metal set and there's a PMG in that set, would someone buying Superman pay more for the Superman set PMG over the Batman Superman PMG? I don't know.
So I
I
would
think it
make
goes on
the
artwork. I think most collectors are just gonna go buy artwork.
yeah, like what image they actually use for it. Because it's not going to be original art on there, right? It's going to be some sort of comic image on there,
Yes.
um, most likely. I would go and say, not necessarily the argument, but there's the talking point of, don't focus so much on what the card potentially could sell for or what kind of hit it's going to take because it's a new set. Do you personally feel that the set is going to mean something 10 years from now? Because honestly, we can look at Spider-Man Metal. That's going to have more meaning than the X-Men Metal set was, just because of how long it was between sets and COVID and everything, and all the pump that happened, not necessarily the pump, but the boom that happened with the PMGs during that time frame. But those PMGs from those two sets, X-Men Metal and Spider-Man Metal, don't hold weight when you compare it to the first PMGs from 2013 retro.
Yes,
I mean, do you feel that Batman Metal will be the set for PMGs for the DC world moving
personally for
forward?
me. Now, again, purely on my preference,
Hmm.
I want the PMG retro design PMG that we all know and love from
And I think that's what a
2013.
lot of people do because we saw it with Avengers Metal
Right, and
and
Avengers
how
Metal
much
did it.
people were. You could look at, like, if you were watching Avengers Metal case breaks on whatnot, and you could see how much people love those retro PMGs based on what those spots were selling for.
And it's just that same design that is across the
Yeah.
sports uh sets. So I'm guessing, right, 'cause I don't know anything. We're gonna get a DC retro set. If the Batman Metal PMGs do not have a retro design like we see in 2013 Marvel Fleer Retro, I
Hmm.
expect those to be down the line on a DC Fleer Retro set. And I think those would be, for me, the ideal PMG. It will trump anything that came before it.
Yeah. And I would say that looking at the X-Men metal set, the Spider-Man metal set, the Avengers metal set, the base set PMGs are going to be somewhat stylized to Batman. Whether it's some sort of cowl with the symbol, or a batarang,
It
like
might,
the bat
but
symbol with it. I mean, it might
the
not
design we
be
see
much
like a
of anything.
little, yeah, we see like
Yeah.
a little metal
Hmm.
logo. So I mean, we
Yeah,
won't
but
know until we get more images, but it might be, yeah,
yeah,
stylized.
but we've seen it with years of Upper Deck stuff. We're probably not going to get many more images, if anything more, until we get a checklist and then they actually release the product.
And for and this same question on the Batman PMG, it goes same for me. If the Batman, wherever the retro BMG for Batman is, I would probably put that
Hmm.
over the first Batman PMG from a set. So good question though. Love that question.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wish they'd create a mega comic cut card where they take the entire comic, put a cardboard border around it, then it'd be really cool. That would be, yeah, just put a whole book. Yeah,
Just put
that
a
would
whole
be
book in
awesome.
it.
Why
Like
not? Like
instead of putting it in a CGC slab, it's just in like a cardboard border.
upper deck certified. I wonder how Manu would feel about that. I
And it
don't think
and it
Manu's here,
flips.
but
It opens. Like every single page is like
yeah,
that, and it's like this glued. It's this glued spine that just
just
it just opens. It's the
you could
entire book as comic cuts.
yeah. See Manu, they didn't cut anything. You gotta acknowledge that, Zoo.
They're trying to acknowledge. They're trying to adapt the comic book character, or the comic books guys, to be on board with the mega splash pages and stuff.
What is the equivalent of putting a card on pike spokes for a car?
Oh my
Maybe
goodness!
placing it in the dashboard somehow. I don't know. Like
Putting it on the tweeter,
yeah,
like the exposed
so
tweeters,
it can rattle
so it can rattle.
on
Yeah,
some 6x9s.
or a subwoofer. Yeah, yeah.
That's a
Oh
good
my
one.
goodness.
Let's see.
What else we got there?
I got a crazy with one character from another universe. I made a list and numbered the binary card slots, but there are nowhere this many to master a set. Okay, hey, look, it could be a long term collecting.
Hmm.
You have to get them all at once. Like I don't know if you want to disclose this, but how much have you spent on
Oh,
domino cards?
I don't have an exact number. So I look at the money that I spend on my domino cards. I do look for comps. I try to buy cards at fair prices, so that way people don't feel like they're getting me a discount. Like, I don't want that. Like, I'll take a discount. If you want to give me a discount, I'll take a discount because I will buy more cards. But I find offering fair prices based on sold comps. I won't overpay for a card if I think it's priced too high. I'll just let it go to somebody else, right?
Right.
That's usually the one-on-ones and printing plates sort of situation.
There
You
you
know,
go.
$100 plate, I'm not going to pay $3,000 for. So if you're that guy on
Right.
eBay that authenticates the printing plates and then tries to sell them for 4K, you're never going to sell a printing plate. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
So, um,
It's
at least
something
not to me.
else. Yeah.
Let's see. Man, it'd be a rough guess, but if I had to guess a rough number, I mean, there's. Can you add the other camera back on there real quick, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay. I know we already did story time, but this one's a little bit different binder. So this is the standard top loader binder, 9 pocket. I think it's like 252 cards per binder from Ravel. Um,
That one
this is
too.
the second binder.
There
Huh.
you go.
This is the second binder in the Domino collection. So it starts with the Palladium, the Platinum Portrait, purely periodic, the buyback. We have Unbound, Base, and Auto, and then Masterpieces runs through. So I know this isn't to critique anybody. Um, People have different rules for their collection and what they would do with their cards. I put all of my domino cards in my binder. I don't care what it's numbered to. It goes in my domino binder. Silver Spectrum out of 10 in the binder.
Nice.
Printing plate 101 in the binder. Aftermarket Dan Auto in the binder. Gold SSA in the binder.
Red
Red
Spectrum.
Spectrum, Red Spectrum 101, $2,500 card in the binder.
Hashtag
Where's it gonna
binder life.
go? Where's
Nathan's
it
all
going?
about that binder life.
I don't need it on display to potentially get ruined by sunlight or something like that. It just goes right there in the binder. Um, Even cards that I don't have, like that's the base amber, the 15 amber. There's the spot right there for the 101 amber. If I don't have it, there's still a spot in the binder for it already.
For it. Yeah.
So metallurgy, printing plates, um, allegiance. So all these empty spots are spots where a card goes. There's no skipped spots in this. This one was really cool to hit. Oh man, I couldn't believe this. Somebody, I think it was Fausto maybe again. Fausto's always on these. Oh, that's okay. Whatever. Fausto's always on these. I got that glare right there. So this is one of the
Oh.
hardest uh, head-to-head clippings to hit for this artist. Like as far as the pack odds for
Mm-hmm.
this specific artist, the Ed McGuinness one,
Mm-hmm.
for this specific card, it's one of the hardest ones to hit for cuts from that set.
And that's Allegiance.
Yeah, that's Allegiance.
Yeah.
The Avengers versus X-Men. The Momoko autograph. And then, of course, this is, I believe this is the Champions. So, again, more
Those
game
are
cards
cool. Yeah.
all the
Those
way
are cool.
through. Oh, I did lie. So, I had the t shirt card and I have Pip the Pug. That's the other one that's not Domino, but that's her dog.
Oh, there you go.
So, and he's making an appearance on the commission that Dre's doing for me.
Yeah.
Midnight Sun's got the Wayshack auto. I think this one's the out of 25. Platinum. Here's the platinum. All the spots are filled. That's the gold 101 spot right there. If I ever had an opportunity at that. All the autos, the gold 101 auto, that's there as well. The tarot card takes up 2 spots. So that's
Nice.
the only
I like
spot
how
in the
you fit
binder.
that between those two.
Yep. So this is the Beckett Shields.
Oh,
So
nice.
it doesn't fit all the way in the Beckett Shield. So I took another Beckett Shield, I cut the edges off of it,
Yeah.
and it covers the top of the card, and then that's just slid in to that,
The
and then I
bottom.
just stick it in the pocket.
Nice.
So Flair Ultra Wolverine, all those, that's the gold rainbow spot.
Wow.
101 in the
Nice.
binder. It doesn't matter to me. But as I was saying, I don't Reggie Cologne, thank you, man. He hooked it up with the 1 of 5 on the
Oh,
top
wow.
secret.
The minis. Nice.
Yeah. Thanks, Reggie, for that, man.
Shout out to Reggie.
Yeah, a lot of people looking out, whether it's tags or whatever it is,
Something,
We got the 101 from the newest annual set,
Ooh, that purple diamond. I love that
purple
pattern.
diamond. Yep.
Yeah,
Sorry for the glare on the cards. Try to give
okay.
you guys some light on it. So more game cards.
I love those. Those are
Yep.
odd.
This is I don't remember exactly what the name is. It's in my checklist, but it's a
It's like a
domino and cable
it's like a
game.
tabletop game,
They
right?
have it's like a
Yeah,
tabletop game. Yeah, they
yeah.
have domino and cable are the two primary in that. You got the tops here as well.
Sapphire cards are beautiful.
Yep, the sapphires are beautiful. Cracked ice,
Matriarchs.
whatever you want to call them, matriarchs.
Nice. Uh-oh. That 101.
The 101. Shane pulled this for another buyer on his stream,
Nice.
who also so Shane's originally from Michigan. Grocery Boy is from Michigan. I'm
Oh,
from
Grocery Boy
Michigan.
hit that? That's nice. Oh,
Yeah, Grocery Boy hit this, and then we worked out a deal on that. So the only thing with this card is it's not stamped 101, but it's the gold spectrum.
there you go.
So they missed the stamp on it. I did email Upper Deck, but I haven't heard back if like not that I really expect them to give me anything because I'm definitely not giving them the card to do
Right.
anything with it. But hey, it doesn't hurt to ask.
That
Maybe they'll send a
includes,
little. Maybe they'll send me a domino printing plate set or something for compensation for not having the stamp.
I like,
Um,
yeah, cool certificate next to it.
yeah,
101.
something. Yeah. But so not to avoid the question. The
How
the
much? Yeah,
money, how much?
yeah.
So there's three 101s from the most original, or the most recent original art sets. Those three cards in total are $5,725 for those three cards, plus the printing plates. There's probably about 12,000 ish dollars
Uh,
spent in that binder, maybe a little bit more because that stuff adds up pretty quick though.
yeah.
Um, so I
There you
mean,
go.
that's
That's some,
that's a
some
with a
notes.
character that's a character that has 509 total
Right.
cards in
Yeah.
existence. Um, now, granted, some of those cards, were gifts to me, so it made that a little easier. Otherwise, there's more money in getting, a metallurgy or any of that sort of stuff.
Right.
Um, but it's not even about who you know or anything. It's just
Timing, I think,
making,
too,
yeah,
has a lot to do.
timing, making friends in the hobby, those sort of things.
Connections. Yeah, just being
Yeah,
available.
yeah, connections for when for people to tag you, that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Putting my card spending on an Excel sheet 100% made me be more thoughtful. Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Be I think if you're going like for me, I was just buying everything as it came out just to have it and check it off my list, and then I switched, and that's when I got to where I could get the three 101s from the original art sets, the Platinum 101 Auto, because I started buying the Auto ones, the Auto fives, and the Auto tens, and just left everything else. A
Yeah.
lot less than yes, David, absolutely, a lot less than I
Instead
spent
of
on the truck.
yeah, there you go.
I probably dropped a down payment on the truck more than what my domino binders were. I wonder if I could have just been like, "Will you take cards in exchange?"
Here, take the binder.
But, yeah, yeah. Did we have any
Uh,
other ones that were marked?
what's in the acrylic?
Yes.
So the acrylic case
Yeah.
behind me here, Batmobiles, which Pulling Fire guessed correctly. I have Batmobiles,
Nice.
mostly, I guess, some of the 89. Wow, that's crazy. 89 and Batman animated, like a whole row. I'm still collecting those. And yeah, so far. Soon enough, it's going to be a bunch of turtle wagons too. I'm going to start
Hmm.
collecting those. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's in those.
Let's see.
And when we're talking about a full book, it would be like a poster stand where you can just flip
Yeah,
through it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's got like the metal cages or whatever, and you just flip the posters, and then you pick the tube that you want out of the thing. Yeah, it'd be just like that. Manu would love that.
Pokemon has a booklet that accompanies new sets where it's the set in a small magazine that imitates a binder card set, 9 per page as an example. Would you consider that for your collection?
I I would, I would love. Not that I
To
would need that. I
archive
think,
it as like a little booklet, that would be cool.
yeah, you could do that. I mean, like you could probably custom print something like that through like a picture company or something. They do like the books or
I
whatever. You
mean,
could
if
probably
you
do
want,
something like that and get like a soft page booklet.
you could design like one. Yeah, you can design basically what do they call it? Coffee table book of your whole entire
Hmm.
collection at some point. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome. And then
yeah,
print
there'd
it
be all
yourself.
kinds of. That's the great thing with collecting, right? And it doesn't matter what you collect.
That's a
There's so
great
many
idea,
different ways.
actually.
There's
I
so
kind of
many
want to
ways you
do
can do
that.
that. That
I
is.
want to do
See,
that.
I was thinking like Upper Deck should just do that and put one of those in their freaking boxes
Then I gotta do it.
and be like,
Gotta make it
here you
your
go.
own.
You bought a hobby box. Here's your checklist. You know.
Uh, let's
Uh,
see. What do we got? This. Yeah, no, you got it.
Called it. Yeah, you got it. You got
And
it.
I have some turtles up here somewhere. But
Some
yeah,
turtles. It's just
some
some turtle
turtles.
stuff. Just some not a lot.
It'll
Maybe
be
next time we do
expanding
turtle.
soon.
Maybe next time we do
Yeah.
turtle stuff. You can show us your turtle
So,
stuff.
I want to show some pickups.
Yeah.
Here goes the turtle. This is Super Mike. These were actually in the Playmates 90s figures. So I started
Nice.
collecting a lot of Michelangelo cards. Um, some of these figures are upwards of $800. So you try to find the card loose because I'm not gonna.
Oh, those the ones you were telling me about the other day, where you were debating if you were going to buy them with the
I
toy
found some
sealed?
loose and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then I got
Oh,
this one from 2003, which I
nice.
believe this is Fleer.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. But yeah, that's
And
the collection I'm working on.
so Mikey was the first turtle, right?
If you go by the original sketch, he has nunchucks.
But he's also the last turtle, isn't he?
Last Ronin. Check that out. If you haven't read The Last Ronin, or you guys are interested in TMNT, I never read any comic books. I jumped into it with Last Ronin and then started collecting stuff along the way. But it's a great book.
Yeah.
Let's
Uh,
see. I live in.
oh,
Oh, my bad.
sorry.
You can reconsider putting stuff on the wall. Yeah.
I, I had that like the last place we lived in Kansas. Like my little office space was set up in the garage, and it was right beneath the stairwell. So
Hmm.
when the kids would run up and down the stairs or something like that, or go into their rooms, I'd have action figures fall off the bookshelf all the time. And I'm like, I don't really like that. And like ticky
Don't
tack
like
didn't really work because if it got cold in the garage or too hot, then it just like it didn't stick. So
Yeah.
that's when I
It's
started
tough.
doing the custom made flight stands with the wire
Yeah.
that helped hold everything in place. But
And
um,
Pullen says he wants to get some of the soft heads, which are, I think, some of the first production run had soft heads on the original Playmates. So those are sought after for sure. Yeah,
all
man.
those old toys are pricey
It
these days.
is. It's a whole, and it's to me like I've done a bit of what Nathan is taking it to a different level. I had started a collection of Doom. I got pretty
Call
far
it what
with
it
it,
is, man. I went overboard. It's crazy.
but I don't have that collection anymore. I gave a lot of it away. I sold a lot of it out. And Mikey's been my new collection. It's different though. It's not cards that you have to hunt for the cards inside a lot of
Hmm.
toys. So it's a lot more like hunting down those Sonic variants than it is.
Yeah.
Let me go find a set, which is
Yep.
good. I love the hunt, and you learn a lot along the way. So
But I think most everybody in chat, I recognize a lot of the names. I think most everybody in chat knows, but if you're new and you're watching this later, or you're watching it currently, or you're thinking about getting into collecting a character, or collecting anything in general, I think a good spot to start is the TCDB hangout.com. They have a lot of the stuff is there, and then start just doing like a Google search, going to eBay and searching for
Yeah.
the specific character that you're looking for.
Jeff
Don't
Allender
filter it.
checklist. Make
Jeff
sure you have
Allender
the
checklist.
website.
Yep. Don't when you're doing eBay, don't initially start searching like by categories because just see what you're interested in because you might find action figures that you like or art that you like or comic books that you like and not just cards. I think most of us collect stuff beyond just cards.
Yes.
So,
And
but I
like
think,
if you know, I mean, nowadays, like compared from when I started a couple of years ago, there's a lot of character collectors out there who are probably collecting the same thing. Go ask them
mhm,
questions. That's a good resource too. If anyone's
yeah,
hunting dooms, they can hit me up on IG anytime. I'll let you know what I know. But
yeah.
uh
I've shared the domino checklist with a couple different people that just started collecting domino, and they're like, "Oh my goodness!" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's there though. If you want to use it, it's there."
it's there.
So,
Make sure you hashtag on Instagram your character. You'd be surprised how
I
many
think if you
cards
click
pop
on
up.
the I think if you click on the link, the Google Sheet link, and you go to the Google Sheet, I think you can make a copy of it, and then everything will still work, and then you'll be able to edit it. You just can't edit that version that's linked. You just got to make a copy of it, and then everything will work. If you wanted to change it out for your characters,
But that was a great comment, the one about the book.
yeah.
Because I was gonna ask you myself, what's the end game for you,
hmm
Nathan? Like once you get close to completing, like how do you
I
at
mean,
that
technically,
point
if you
do
look at
you
the
even
numbers, I'm pretty close to completing. It's just
right?
now they become more and more complicated to get, and because Alan owns the majority of the Flair Ultra X Men stuff, I don't know if it'll ever be complete. So it's just all. But what do I do? Like right now, there's not a whole lot out there that I'm buying. So it's like blue dots are set up on eBay, save
Yeah, you
searches are
just
set up
kind
on
of
ComC.
going through
You
checking.
just scroll through, check. Like I check ComC 3 4 times a day. I check eBay 3 4 times a day. Like anytime I stop for a break, I'm clicking on my blue dots just to see like what popped up. It's usually base cards or whatever. But there's not anything after that. I mean,
I
once.
guess for me, what I would and I just by hearing your you go through your collection run out through the binder, there is no thought of you, hey, maybe I want to grade my entire set and have it
No,
all in
no shot,
slabs.
no shot.
So
I
that's out
don't.
the way for you. That's not
Yeah, I
part of it.
don't. Like I don't disagree with graded cards, but for me, most of the time, if I'm sending something to grade, it's because I plan on selling it. There,
Selling.
there's a few times like something will come back, like the Spider-Man uh prototype that came back a 9. Well, I'm not going to sell the 9 because I can just crack it out and sell the raw for more. With the way people look at grades, if it's not a 10, it doesn't really carry a lot of value anymore. Um, but if I crack it out of the slab, I can also just put it in my binder and then I don't have to go buy the
Yes.
card.
So, but
So
here's my. I love the way PSA cards present, and in my mind, I'm thinking end goal. I get all these cards. Do I want to just grade them at the end just to display on the wall?
mhm.
That's
And then
I
if
don't
you
know.
ever
It might.
move, I would counter it with if you ever move and we had a graded set of 1990 Impel versus my heavy binders of 1990 Impel. It's a lot easier for me to move my binder than it is for you to move your
That is
graded
true.
set.
Storage is a storage. I mean, I don't know how many Mikey cards there's gonna be, but if it's 300, like whoa, that's a lot.
But
That's gonna take.
that kind of circles back around to what's your purpose? What's the point of how you're collecting?
But I
Like
want to
if you're doing the graded
display it.
set,
I want to
but it's not
look
just
at it.
about display. I think it's not only about displaying when you're talking about having it in a graded version. I can't say 100% how Johnny feels about it, but I would imagine that his graded collection isn't just because it looks pretty or it displays well.
No,
There's intrinsic value to it because it's graded. Whereas the base set, you can pick a base set up for
it's a
20,
great
30, 50
episode.
bucks.
We should have and ask him directly because
Yes.
I've never heard him talk about value, and I know he grades a lot.
I'm just thinking like how I would think about it. Like if I had a graded set, it's not just because it looks pretty, right? Because if it just looked pretty, I would just go have it. I would
People
have
say
graded
put in a one
everything I
touch,
had,
right?
put it in a one touch
The
if you
problem
want it to look
is
pretty.
here's a problem, Nathan. These cards don't fit in one touch very well.
Are
So,
they
like,
so? So why don't they fit in the one touchers? Are they a little bit too
Sometimes they're a little bit
dimensional, or
width
okay?
is a little bit more, and it's just how they're
Hmm.
cut because they were in like toys. So technically, you can get a BCW, which is maybe a little bit bigger. You can
Yeah,
get
it's
the
not a kids show, but yeah.
you can get the other one. I don't know. Look, it's a lot, but I will say this: just no, we can't do that, man.
Just
Come on, come on now, Dre, killing me with that. But I
uh,
do go back to J Biz. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna design a book. Hey, I spent a bunch of hours. This is the ultimate guide to these
yeah,
cards. Boom,
there you
and
go.
that's
And
probably end goal. But
knowing you, you're gonna make it look amazing too.
knowing myself though, I'm probably get them graded at the end.
Hey
That's
Jordan, how's it going?
the time though. I'm sorry.
Uh,
Hit that
no,
up.
you're good. I'll give you $5 to eat it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, they're talking about the X-Men stuff.
Oh,
I was yeah. I mean slightly. You know how hard it is to find these sometimes. It's
yeah,
like
you
I
can't
can't
trim those ones.
no.
I want to. I joke about it, like because I joke about like the buyback stuff. Like I don't like I seriously don't like buybacks, but because of the way I collect my domino collection, it's a variation. So then it goes on the list, and it's a card that I buy if it becomes available and it makes sense. But I joke about it all the time, like just drawing a number on the back of any base card and just handwriting out of 10 on there and be like, here you go, guys. I got 10 buybacks. Anybody want
Handmade buyback. Trimmer with the official TNT
Oh
pizza
my
cutter.
goodness.
That's crazy. You guys. Oh man.
Chat's turning on your turtles.
Oh man.
Uh, two
No
can
trimming.
two cans, one to eat, one to display. There you
Yeah.
go. All right, $6. Paul's up to $6 now. What are we
There you
bidding on?
go.
What are people bidding on?
I believe this is the X-Men can of Chef Boyardee
From the 90s?
from the 90s.
That's I
Just that.
mean, it's canned. Figure it
$10.
should be
Oh,
good
there we
for
go.
$10. Who's got it and who's trying to eat it? Or who are they
I
trying to
think
get to eat it?
Raj found it.
Oh nope. Yeah, Raj found it. All right. So are we trying to get Raj to eat it? Or is he gonna pay somebody else to, is that what's going on? Your
Pulling
chat's
said I
gonna
would
pay?
give you $5 to eat it.
Oh, so Paul's trying to get Raj to eat it for $5. The can costs 10. So I
He's
mean,
just
mine,
it's gonna
yeah.
be a
I
little
mean,
bit. Yeah. Oh, Manusia. Ranch Dorito buyback repacks are my favorite.
oh my
Yeah, man.
goodness.
It was dope. Dope to see your whole collection.
Yeah. Sorry
Awesome.
that the checklist stuff is kind of boring. I enjoy it, but
It
um,
it's it just
I just
seems
wanted to
like
show. Yeah, I
the
just wanted to
amount of
show people that.
hours you had. Do you wait before we go? Have you calculated the amount of time you spent on those checklists?
If I did that, it cost me more time. Like to sit here and be like, start stopwatch. All right, now I can work on my checklist. Oh wait, now I'm over here and I'm doing this other thing. No,
Come on, man.
yeah, I
You gotta
don't.
document everything.
Um, yeah, I don't like keep track of any of that. There was a question earlier about like how much money I spent on it. So yeah, so I mean, I would say it's over 12 grand in the binders, probably closer to 15 if you like started adding every little card up and stuff. Um, but I don't look at that money as like investment into the cards because unless something seriously happens to me, my wife, one of our kids, those cards aren't going anywhere. It's a sunk cost. Like
It
I
is.
don't because I mean honestly, like how would I go about selling that, right? Like you're not gonna sell it as a whole collection, and if you do, you're taking a massive value loss on it. Like I don't look at the cards that way. Like if you guys have heard me on streams before, it's not about like what the card's worth. I'll pay what a card's worth to get the card in my collection at the time that I get the card. But for me, it's not about like if it's going to continue to carry value. there's plenty of those cards in there that have come down in price from where I bought them, but it does not. That's
Well,
not a
it
concern
it,
for
it
the way
gets
I
down
collect.
to gets down to I guess the question behind it all. Why do we even collect things to begin with? Right.
Exactly, and I just think Domino's badass, so I collect Domino.
There you go. And everyone has their own reasons. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's it's I think for a lot of people, it's just a nice project, something creative to do.
Mhm.
Especially like if you go Instagram, like I take a lot of time taking pictures and scanning on Instagram because I just want to present it. I just want to, I don't know, do something
Yeah.
different, do something creative. So
Now,
I think
now
that
I have inadvertently bought the same card a couple times. Like I forgot to update my checklist, so I bought an extra one. Well, there's people that I know that collect dominoes, so I'll reach out to them, and be like, "Do you need this card for your collection?"
exactly,
I'm like,
yeah,
all right, here, does this work? And maybe I take a little bit of loss on that card, but it gets it into somebody else's collection, and I don't got to mess with anybody like eBay or non-payers or any of that stuff.
yeah.
So it's a little bit of the helping people out.
I do want to say shout out to Johnny again. Johnny Bravo gifted me
Oh,
this cool 19, I think 89 or 90
I
Mikey
saw
watch.
recently, maybe I saw recently a shredder that has like a Krang head.
Ooh,
I don't know if it's Krang or not, but it's kind of like that similar design to Krang on a
hmm,
shredder body and an action figure.
oh wow, I don't think I've seen that
I
one.
don't. It's got to be from one of the new cartoons or something, or the newer cartoons.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just don't. I don't recognize it, so I'm not really sure. What was taking up? I'm gonna make that bigger. What was taking the collecting time before collecting Domino or Doom? Ooh,
Oh,
that's
great
a very good
question.
question.
I
Nothing.
was I was collecting other things. I've always collected things, books mainly, but I was collecting sneakers for a while.
Mm.
And then I realized during the pandemic, like I'm not going anywhere and wearing like $800 shoes. What am I doing? So I
Yeah,
kind
you
of
can't be
transferred.
creasing them. Can't be
No.
creasing them, so then
So
you're gonna
what's
be
the
out there
point?
sliding everywhere.
And like you want to talk about storage problems? Yeah. So I
Sneakers.
kind of
That's
switched over. But Doom specifically, I'll get a little serious here. My and I've told this in NSDC podcast and other places. My mother was diagnosed with cancer during that time, so the Doom specific character collection was just like a good distraction for me, a good side mission, so where I could just you know uh, I guess disconnect a little bit, and
yeah,
also when I have been like hospitalized or whatever, and we all go through scary moments with family members or not, like being hospitalized. I always That's how I started watching Nathan do his roundtable. Like I didn't know much about Nathan, so I appreciate the hangouts, and I always advocate for hobby talk hangouts because you never know what people are going through, and it's a nice escape. So I think that's where it
yeah,
started. Yeah, and
yeah. For
she
me,
she passed through well, so thank God. But yeah,
yeah.
that's kind
Uh,
of triggered that.
so for me, I got back into opening cards. It was after COVID, before we moved to Utah. Just got back into opening sports cards, early '90s stuff I opened as a kid, right?
Hmm.
Um, and then sports really got stupid. Like you couldn't find sports cards anywhere. Like you couldn't even go to the store and buy a box because there was just
People were
never
getting
anything
shot
there.
for
Yeah, it
blasphemy.
was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's when like what like I had some Marvel stuff card wise when I was a kid. I think my first exposure was 1994 Flair. Doom, we talked about this. The Venom, where he's hanging upside down on the ceiling with the fire dripping
Awesome.
skull.
Elusive just put the
Yep,
buyback, right? That one?
yep. He just posted the buyback
Yeah.
on his Instagram
Awesome.
channel. Yeah, that's my out of all this collection. That Venom is my all-time favorite card of every single card that's ever been released for Marvel, and always will be.
Nice. Was that your
Um,
first card? What was your first
First
Marvel
card.
card?
That was my first card. That was my first card
Mine
I ever
was
had,
okay.
and my favorite ever, just because
Ever.
I just absolutely loved the card.
The first one I saw is in 2021, I think. was the Gambit 1994 masterpieces and the Doctor Doom one. Those
Mm,
two, and I bought those two. Hildebrandt, so that's why I love the Hildebrandt set.
nice. Yeah. Um, oh, sorry, I didn't finish this one. So for me, what was I doing before collecting Domino? I was doing some sports stuff. I collected my favorite teams, Lions, Tigers, Michigan Wolverines, Detroit Red Wings. Those are my favorite teams. So I collect those. I don't really open any sports stuff anymore. So I rarely buy anything unless I'm at a show and buy a bunch of stuff at one time. Um, but would have been tools for renovating houses and fishing lures. That's probably what I was collecting before. And it wasn't even
Nice.
collecting. It's just I had so much of it that it was just like
Yeah, you just
ridiculous.
accumulated.
Like little monthly fishing subscriptions, and you'd get a box that had a bunch of different tackle in it, and yeah, so
I
stuff like that.
I did a brief basketball collecting, and before, like, I mean, vital records. I had a record collection, all
Mhm.
kinds of collections.
I think like I didn't really collect. I was being a little sarcastic with the fishing lure stuff. I think the last thing I actually collected before cards was back in the early 2000s. Would have been like NASCAR diecast cars, like 124
Oh
scale
yeah,
diecast cars.
yeah.
But it got to the point where it was like parallels in modern cards, where it was like every single race there'd be a different design on the card or on the car, so then they'd have a new diecast car.
Oh, okay.
And you're talking like 50, $60 a pop to get one of those diecast cars back then. And it was like, man, I couldn't keep up. So I was
That's
just like, I'm
pricey.
done. Yep.
Yeah.
So Manu said Nathan is describing a hobby, a once recognized notion. Yeah, it still exists, Manu. It still exists. It's just less talked about.
Yeah.
As like the word hobby is used, I think this is my own personal take on it. I think is used very loosely amongst people that do content, make posts, talk in groups, whatever. Um, that it's not so much a hobby because there's a lot of investor talk with it. And it's on like everything from toys, cards, sports cards, cars, die-cast toys, like across the board. If you can collect it, there's what's the value in it? Can I potentially make money on it? Right. And there's nothing wrong with that side of it. For me, I enjoy the actual hobby side of it, the collecting, the building a set. I enjoy that side of it, the interacting with people in the collective hobby itself. Paul said,
Udrum shredder. Okay.
let me correct you,
Utrum shredder.
Utrum shredder. Okay,
Okay.
so there
I
we
need to
go.
check
So
that
that's
out.
what that. Yeah, that's the one that looks like it has Krang as a head. Um,
Cool.
Manu says he loves that image of Venom. Yep, yep, one of my
That's a
favorites.
good one.
He said we just became best
There you
friends.
go.
Oh, I don't know. Dre might fight you. Wait, no, Dre and I were on a break. We all know about the fishing. The videos are still up if you want to watch them. I'll show you how to tag a fish. Let's
Force
see.
Moon.
Pullman
Let me see.
said, Forrest, what's Forrest say? Lately, I'm buying unique cards, one on ones, etc., and cracking them out of their slabs. But I still love the vintage base set cards or set base cards that are graded. I guess I'm just over that idea that it all has to be slabbed. There you
There
go.
you go.
And I think I think if you got an honest poll from people, that's probably the way most people feel about it.
Yeah.
Um, there's been a huge push in the grading thing, like if that it has to be slabbed, it has to be slabbed. You protect your cards in so many
Yeah,
different
you don't
ways
have
besides
to.
just slab.
Yeah.
So
It's something I'm debating at the end, but I'm gonna leave that towards the end. For now, it's
mm,
just binder collection.
I've wondered this myself too, because
I
he's
do have a
accurate. You're right.
collection of hats. I do. That I've acquired over the years. Yes, that is true. Oh, a lot of them
Yeah.
have to be Mavericks hats, and if anyone's watched the NBA this season,
Are you having a flash sale on your Mavericks hats?
they kind of it might, yeah, I might they kind of murdered basketball in Dallas, so it's a little tough. I might have to get some turtles and some Batman hats, pop culture stuff.
The registry of graded cards gets my competitive juices flowing. That's there's a lot of people
Yeah,
that do
man.
get
There's an
competitive. Like
appeal to it.
I would bet Johnny has a little bit of
Oh my,
competitiveness
yeah, you
in
get
the
an award,
registry
and
thing. Yeah,
it's
you probably get some sort of extra discounts and stuff on grading as well. Because to get that high up in the registry, you got to be doing a lot of grading, like Michael does with BGS and Professor Oak used to do with Pokemon. I think he was like the number 2 or 3 person, maybe the number 1 person in the world with Pikachu at one point in time.
it's definitely, they have that gamification effect to it, so
Mhm.
I can see why that.
Manu, one of these days we're gonna figure out how we can just put um the StreamYard chat right on screen, so it doesn't matter what chat you're in. You guys will be able to see everybody's stuff.
Whatever chat you're in.
So, like
Uh,
seriously, like we could just like make our pictures just a little bit smaller, move them over, and then on the side, just put the StreamYard chat so chat can see the StreamYard chat. Like they can just comment whatever channel they're on, put a comment, and they can read the
oh, that's
StreamYard
why
chat right
people
there on
put
the
the
screen.
OBS thing, right, with all the
Yep,
chat.
that's why a lot of people use either Streamlabs or OBS Studio, and that's why I wonder if this new scene thing would let us do something like that. So
We'll work on it, Manu. It's a work in
mhm.
progress.
I love hobby collecting, and I have a good sized book collection that I really enjoy reading. Not valuable price. I've got a few books that I collect too. Like I've got
Yes.
the what is it, the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series by Stieg Larsson. I
Oh,
have all the
those are
first
good books.
edition English books for that. And then I got a couple other older first edition books. Um, and I've not read the books that I own, but I've read the digital copies and listened to the audiobooks. So then that way the book itself stays in good condition.
The bookshelf.
So,
Yeah.
yep. It's kind of like what's that? There's a Marvel has one for all their comic books. Marvel Universe or something like that. I don't remember where it is. It's on. There's an app for it where you can actually Marvel Unlimited. You
Oh,
pay like
read.
a
Yeah, you can
monthly.
read a
Yeah,
whole
you can read
library
the
of
comic
stuff,
books.
and
Yeah,
then you can
like
have your
all the way back.
talking about books. This is I'm trying to catch up on Hush. I haven't read it, but I know Hush 2 came out today. And shout out to Tim. He gifted me this a while ago. But yeah,
Oh, nice.
something
And
I'm starting to read.
that's is that like an omnibus or what is that?
That is, I think this is the trade. I think it's just a trade
Oh, okay.
version.
Yeah, because it's a lot thicker, right?
Yeah, I think it's like 12 issues. But
Oh, okay. So it's like all the issues
by
in
what
one.
I'm seeing here, I'm probably going to buy a nice hardcover edition because that's my preferred method of collecting.
Uh, Man, Manu, I apologize. I don't even know what he's talking about because like my
Merging
brain
the
goes to one thing.
chats. Merging the
Oh
chat.
yes, yeah. We'll work on
We'll
that. We'll
figure
try to
something out.
figure a way to do that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, OBS works good for like a couple people. We can make OBS work, and do all that. Streamlabs has integrated stuff where you can do that. There's a few action figure people that I watch that have the chat pulled up all the
They do.
time.
Yeah.
But they only
Well,
stream
so
to one channel too, so it's kind of like,
yeah.
um, but again, this is it's a hangout, so it's not like one person's thing. So,
Yeah.
but if you're on my channel, check out Jesus on Don't Even Worry.
Yeah.
But on YouTube, add the O on the worry. On YouTube, add the O on worry. Um,
Yes,
uh,
that's
and
true.
then that way you can give him a like and a subscribe too.
Hey,
Um,
wherever I'm not like wherever people watch is fine with me.
he's
Like,
almost at 100 subscribers.
yeah, that I'm not even paying attention to that stuff. I just want to archive it. You know,
There you
in
go.
case I want to go. Maybe one day I'll pop in
If it happens, it happens, right?
and I want to bug Manu, pick his brain.
I I miss Manu content. Manu needs more content.
Manu's.
Manu told us that he was going to start a YouTube channel,
I follow
and
it, Nathan. It's out there. I follow it. There's no
yeah, I'm
videos.
subscribed to it.
He
Yeah,
has
there's nothing.
He has 3 times the amount of subscribers and no content. Come on,
Yeah,
Manu.
I don't get it. I mean, if he would just figure out how to just create YouTube Shorts, even Like if he's doing reels on Instagram, just take that same video clip and make it a YouTube short and put that up there.
Manu, jump on.
So, something. Did you send him a link?
I get, well, no, you know,
No,
if he
he
wants to
probably
jump
ain't
on,
gonna.
I mean, I don't want to.
Our little show, he ain't coming here, man.
Right, he's a busy man. But Manu,
Yeah.
if you're down, jump on. We'll send you a link, or we can set up to a next one.
We could set up a show for him. That way he has his own show.
Even I'm disappointed. I'm sure we'll get him in the episode here. Though.
There you go. There you go. Oh, Jordan has a really nice Lord of the Rings collection. There you go. Yeah, I mean,
nice
books, movies. Everybody collects so many different things.
You know, I never got to read those as a kid, but I love the movies.
I never read them either. Like, I have them saved in like my audiobook library, but even then, I'm just like, I'd rather listen to Pat McAfee show.
Yeah,
like when I'm driving, it passes the time more than a Lord of the Rings book would.
Wow, same.
Reels instead of YouTube. Shake my head. Yeah, I don't even check because it's like I got the notifications set up. So
honestly, we shouldn't even check anymore. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, he's trolling us. He's got us out there clicking on his stuff all the time.
He makes great stories and reels. Yeah, you'd figure he'd do whatever.
He could crush it. I mean, in the comic book realm, I mean, all those comic book guys have really good channels.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something cooking up in the comic book. Well, that's how I kept up with my news. I don't know what's going on now because I just haven't really paid attention. But
well, Instagram, like all the feeds nowadays seem to bury everybody that you know. So it's like you gotta like go through and click on everybody's profile to see anything anymore.
Here it is. Next episode 4, the Manu episode. Make sure everyone gets ready for that. I don't know what we're talking about, but it's going to be interesting. Make sure you have at least like 3-hour slots.
Yes, it's going to be a 3-hour episode on Mega Splash pages and
jumbo clippings.
Jumbo clippings. That's right. So, well, man, that's good.
This is fun. This is fun. It's always fun to hang out with everyone. Appreciate everyone who jumped on. Everyone who watches after. Make sure follow Nathan. Follow me.
Follow that guy.
Also, well, in mine, you'll get my links. I have Nathan's links on my description too, and Hobby Hangout links too.
I'm gonna add I know I have your NSDC channel on there. I think I'm gonna have to add your actual channel on mine in the descriptions. But yeah. So yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you all. 14 here right now. I think we got up to like 20 something or whatever. So appreciate you all. Take care. Be safe.
Peace.
See ya.
Jumbo clippings.
Jumbo clippings for the win.